Hello, 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 and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, to the Forts AI Tournament, the fourth Forts AI Tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out. We are just getting started here, so thank you one and all for stopping by so early. As always, during the actual events, most pop-ups, most supports, most super chats are going to be disabled. I will get to them in between matches. Hello, one and all. Hello, hello. So we'll be focusing more on the content today than our usual interaction. We are just getting the lobby together, making sure everything is all good to go. Of course, we don't have human players participating. The human players have already created their AIs, and we are going to see them duke it out in a battle. So we won't be doing too much cat herding today. I hope. We'll see how that works out. I will be joined here in a moment in voice comms. Just making sure everything is all good and set up. Good luck with your AI. Oh yeah, no, I remember how last time I said that I was going to spend a lot of time on it. I completely forgot about it until like the day of and quickly threw something together. So I'm hoping it's more than just going to get beat up on, but considering people have been working on theirs for several months and seeing the caliber of players, I just have want to do some expectation management, but I'm happy that at least we have it in there for what it's worth. All right, so let's go ahead and join the voice comm here. At least unmute. And here we have Kronkinator and Barbaretto. Hello there, Kronk.
Hey, Incursus. Bob is just setting up his stream right now. Oh, there he is.
Yes, there we go. Hello there, Bob. Welcome.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too.
Alrighty. Getting things set up here.
We should be just about good to go. For the time limit, it was what time?
Yeah, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. The standard. Everything is on fire. Everything is always on fire.
It's not a super chat. It's ASMR in text format.
ASMR in text format.
Also, if you
Oh
could
no.
disable commandos, please.
It's funny because, I should actually do that. You know what? We're still missing that $10 support super chat. I should do something ASMR related for that, shouldn't I? Show the screen, please. We are still setting up behind the scenes here. It will be another minute or two before we actually get into the action. Don't worry. Things are not going to be missed. You will see things as they are meant to be when as intended. I should mean something else after this tournament? Only one way to find out. Close the bracket when the match starts. Speaking of the bracket, we can go ahead and show off the bracket. Alright, I am ready whenever you guys are, so let me know.
I believe I am ready.
Yep, everything should be right.
We should be good to go here. Alright then, in that case, let me show off the bracket real quick as we're starting off with Gaps, which I believe... how does he want that to be pronounced? Because I know it was Galactic Pirate at some point. I think it was just the shortened version of that.
Yeah, I think it's Gazaps. I think I've heard him say it before.
Zaps.
But I can't be 100% sure.
Okay, well, first off, we have Zaps versus Narf. Narf scares me because Narf is extremely good at designing strategies. I assume he's brought some over to the AI wars. However, his typical method of strategy does not translate well to AI, so I'm curious to see how he's done about this. I am curious to see how he's gone about this. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, he is definitely a king of strategies. That's for sure.
Yes, and he's quite good at it. And I believe we are good to go. We're just ready to start this.
I think so. We can look over the philosophies as each player wrote out a little something for each AI.
Ah, that is right. We do allow the players. I say allow like I had any authority in the matter. They do submit some comments, as it were, alongside their AI for us to check out.
Yes.
Let's see. Starting off with Xaps, Galactic Pirate. I'm gonna call him Galactic Pirate because one of these is more humanly pronounceable than the other. They say mortars cause salt. He says, "Screw that. The execution causes salt." We'll find out what that means here in a moment. And Narf
Then we have Narf.
who has not posted anything. It's going to be a
I was just looking for it. I can't find it.
So
Shrouded in mystery, I guess.
Shrouded in mystery, the silent one who makes strategies and shows up for tournaments just to roll things. Welcome to Narf.
Indeed.
All right, then I believe we are good to go here. You guys ready?
I think so. Yes,
All
I am.
right, then. Let's do this. And we are off. So here we have, it's going to be Galactic Pirate on the left side and Narf on the right. And I seem to be missing something here on my scene. One moment, guys. Those who are watching my stream will know what I'm saying. It is this. There we go. All right, you need to go.
Alrighty, well, it looks like since we didn't really get an exact introduction to each AI, we'll just have to kind of infer what's going on here. Just to see, it looks like on the Team 1 side, there's an upgrade center and a workshop. Talking about mortars, we'll have to see if he goes for possibly upgraded mortars down the road. Definitely a big threat on this map. Snipers already. Jeez.
It's always with the snipers, and it's always on the turbines as well. We still haven't figured out why the turbines grab so much hate toward the snipers.
I'm guessing it's just due to their inherent openness. Always being exposed normally. And being able to snipe anything that's open on the field.
Perhaps.
Already some back and forth. My gosh.
Welcome to the sniper war. It's such a strange condition for the snipers in forts because they're both very powerful and not very powerful at the same time.
Hmm.
I mean, when you think about it, what are the snipers actually doing other than just sniping each other?
Yeah, pretty much. At this early stage, they are just sniping each other. Although, however, later on in the game, they can provide to be much more useful.
Indeed.
Oh, we have a mortar down for a substantial weapon from Team 1 here. Oh, wow, and miniguns.
Mortars and miniguns out of Team 1.
Hmm.
Suppose I shouldn't be too surprised. It looks like both of these players are going for the early game side of things, the harassment. Quite a widespread.
However, it is important to note that Narf's dense wood spam at the front of his core with the sand, if that gets deformed, it will not be able to rebuild that, as the AI can't really, on the fly, fix things that are deformed.
That is true. The AI is notoriously incapable of handling any form of chaos, any form of deformation at all. And it makes for an interesting experience.
Yeah.
Because what can be a very well-refined AI can suddenly just cease to function entirely.
Mm. I'm noticing a problem for Galactic here. His turbine keeps replacing. However, Narf has about 800 snipers just pointing straight at his turbine, and keeps murdering it.
And that's gonna suck up.
Could be a slight problem.
Oh my lord, it's so brutal. That's so many snipers. This is a strategy that I played around with. This is a strategy I played around with a lot, actually. Just a tower of snipers. Because it's actually oppressive. It gets to a point where you can start breaking metal, where you can start breaking things with just raw sniper damage output. And a single exposed turbine is all it takes to end that, as we can see here.
Luckily for Galactic here, these snipers are not upgraded to AP, so They can't do any damage through anything yet, but still, regular snipers are just brutal.
Absolutely. Now, this is just from my testing. I've actually found regular snipers perform a lot better than AP snipers, just because they fire more often, meaning there's less chance for anything to happen. Let's say the moment a door opens, it's more likely to get shot by a regular sniper than it does an AP sniper, because the AP snipers have a lower rate of fire. And here's the thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Snipers, AP or otherwise, have the tendency not to target metal. They will just kind of target at anything they can, which most of the time is just going to be wood or sandbags. And unless the AP snipers are hitting metal, they're not doing more damage than a regular sniper. So it's an interesting situation to be in.
Interesting. Those miniguns from Galactic here tearing away at those sandbags, doing what they're supposed to. Still having to replace that turbine every time.
It's that top base is going to be effectively hard locked until something happens. Something has to change. This lower base out of Galactic has to fix the whole sniper problem, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Looks like Narf is going into phase 2 here with getting swarm missiles on the lower part of the middle extrusion between the two bases here. That will definitely begin to actually do damage rather than just chip damage with the snipers at hand.
Immediately upgrading to nukes as well. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
Unfortunately for Galactic here, it looks like the base that does all the damage with the mortars up there is unable to build more due to that turbine getting replaced every 5 seconds when it dies. As you can see, his top base is really starving for metal there.
Absolutely.
So it's prioritizing the turbine over the extra mortars.
Remember that the AI follow a strict pattern, and they will attempt to follow that pattern until they die, or their opponent fails to survive. One of the two, whichever comes first. In this case,
it does definitely look like. Oh, sorry.
In this case, the pattern dictates that it must build a turbine before anything else, and that turbine is in a really bad position.
With the opening of AP snipers at the top of Narf space, it looks like other things that weren't able to be hit before, like the gunners inside the top base, are now able to be hit, which will only hurt Zap's more here, as he has to rebuild those gunners every time.
Here comes the first nuke.
First nuke coming out.
It should go way below. Indeed it does, and kaboom. Damage
Very
has
strategic
been done.
angle right there. Coming from the bottom, allowing gunners not really to be able to fire at the nuke coming in.
Indeed, we have mentioned that before. Nukes coming from below the map are very difficult to defend against. All the firing arcs of weapons aim upward, meaning you have to do some shenanigans, some trickery in order to be able to aim them downward to defend yourself from below.
Especially in a match where the player can't really, on the spot, fix things with their AI, as you normally can in a match. It's definitely something you should account for, as it is obviously deadly here.
Yes.
Not much Galactic here can do about that, unfortunately for him.
Remember when Galactic set up some miniguns on his side? Guess who has even more miniguns now?
Oop, those gunners might fire. Nope. Sniped right away.
Oof, that is brutal.
It's the bottom base here, trying to repair. 0 metal to its name. Really
you can see
unable to
the
do anything.
flashing repair icons, meaning that it has no money to repair things.
And these bases are not in co-op. It's team deathmatch, correct?
That is correct. There is no sharing of resources.
Ooh, nuke firing again with swarms this time.
I'm surprised that lower base has not been chip damage down just yet.
18% left. Uh-oh. Top base just lost all of its defenses for those mortars there.
Oof.
And they get sniped immediately.
One minigun volley to chop down the wood. And all the snipers
Nuke
clean up
misses
behind.
intended target, but still damage. The snipers. Undoored snipers seems to be a very powerful strategy at this point in time.
It's a super risky strategy. All it takes is one sufficiently doored sniper to undo every single one of those exposed snipers. But
Yeah.
it could be a lot. It could be a
Yeah,
lot.
definitely very risky. It's completely stun lockable.
It is stun
Which would be-
lockable, but it
yeah.
is also extremely powerful, and I applaud Nar for doing this. I kind of sort of expected him to go with this overarching, risky, aggressive play. So we have weapon fort eliminated.
Knapp's bottom core gone. Top base struggling heavily here, only on 40% reactor health left. Unfortunately, Narf prepared for the mortars and got a lot of angled snipers, or gunners, I mean. Able to shoot down the incoming fire.
These snipers are gonna dig through the metal themselves.
Oh my gosh,
One shot
10%.
away. Yeah.
Oh.
I like how Nerf's top base has decided to only build one AP sniper, and just left everyone else regular, because he knows the power of the regular sniper. As the Dukes come in for the finish.
Uh-oh. Oh, my game is having a problem. Oh.
There
Someone
we
has
go.
lagged out.
Kronk has disconnected. I don't know if that was purposeful, as he is going to be changing around the map and updating it.
Yeah, I'm updating it right now.
There we go. And with that, it looks like Narf goes up in this first match.
Yeah, those snipers definitely have to get them out very early, or else the opponent will have doored snipers, which are better than undoored, obviously. But the speed advantage there is what gave him the edge.
Yes.
Alrighty, who do we have next? Oh God.
It's a Phantasmagoria versus Finn.
That works. That's not as difficult as I thought it was going to be to say. Let's see.
To answer the question, yes, these are two bots. It's AI versus AI. This is a tournament completely comprised of computer players. Now, each of these AIs have been built by individual humans. You can see the creators of them here are listed in the bracket. So we have last match was the AI created by Xaps versus the AI created by Narf.
It is surprisingly easy to start out with recording an AI. You basically just play without firing weapons, and then you refine that. That's where the difficult part comes in. Expecting everything to come without being able to defend it, and you have to watch your AI basically fight and get disappointed when it breaks.
Yes. Oh, to those in chat speaking in German, this is the English cast. If you're looking for the German cast, we do actually have two German casters live right now. You can go check them out. That's Ambrulo and Geiger, currently live on Twitch.
Yes, indeed.
Those looking for the native tongue.
Alrighty. Let's see. I believe both these players created philosophies for their AIs. Let me just change over to that. Yes. Okay. So for Phantasmagoria, he says, "It is said that the best defense is a good offense. It is hard to disagree, as it is the golden rule in which with which combat has been operating under since antiquity. Of course, mounting a sizable offense is impossible if you're unable to first muster the capability you need to shatter your opponent's defenses, as they too will be trying to gain the initiative by striking first. So we must strike at the soonest possible time, crippling the enemy in advance before it builds up to the point where it can attack at its greatest potential. And with the enemy suppressed, we shall strike hard and fast with deadly weapons, giving them no chance to fight back effectively and maintain superiority over them. After all, the best defense is a good offense, and a great offense is the key to victory."
Indeed. And that.
So it sounds like he will be going for heavy weapons later on.
And that is against
Possibly, if he can survive long enough.
We'll see.
Yes.
Ambrulo's is Nukes and cannons are not the best combination, but my AI wants to prove that it doesn't need OP strats but still wins every match.
Interesting. So it looks like I'm just gonna call him Phantom for now because I don't think I can say that mouthful every time. Or Fanta, I guess. Fanta sounds like he's going for speed rather than really defense or right off the bat at least. Speed seems to be the key here. Getting, as we saw in the last game, snipers down before your opponent, doored or not.
I made a
did not
mistake.
matter too much.
I made a mistake. It's Finn up next. Phantasma versus Finn.
Oh.
Not
Oh, yes.
Amarillo this time. Amarillo's later.
Oh jeez. Let's see. He made a lovely philosophy for his.
Big
Oh, God.
box good is the philosophy of the AI that we'll be fighting up, that we'll be spooling up here.
I'm guessing he's going to be using the, I've seen this strat used on balls sometimes, the bottom base as basically just a big tower, and then his back base will be doing real damage. So I'm guessing he will be doing some sort of shenanigans like that. But we'll have to see.
We shall indeed see. It looks like we are all ready to go, so let's go ahead and get this started.
All right.
And
So we
are
have-
off.
Oh, it looks like we're good. All right. Phantasmagoria on the left and Finn on the right. Wow. Snipers already being placed.
I am not surprised by this, to be honest.
That's very fair. Looks like Finn is going for the back turbines, as well as Phantasmagoria. Opting for the turbines that cannot be hit by snipers. Definitely a good way to foolproof your strategy, or at least eliminate another place of weakness.
Indeed, that is actually an interesting question, because sometimes you want the snipers to shoot at the turbines.
True. Now that the turbines are in the back of the base on Finn's base, Phantasmagoria's snipers are now sniping his mines, which is objectively worse.
Yeah, that was really bad. You do not want that to happen.
That's gonna cripple his economy for the at least early game until the AI is told to protect those.
We could see that this player here, his income is basically perpetually at zero. It's just at a negative. Every time it gets shot, he loses money, like actively loses money. So he's not able to. That could be a stun lock right there, if he's not
Indeed.
careful.
Looks like his bottom base is opting for building quite a big structure down below. So he will need all the metal he can get for that.
Well, he did have the philosophy of big wood.
Yeah. So I guess we'll have to see.
Yes, unfortunately, he's.
Oof.
Any more firepower comes out of that top base, and he just may lose that turbine, which is going to cost, which will absolutely soft lock. Like, taking the damage will slow him down massively, but if that gets destroyed, yeah, the AI is done. Like, it's gonna soft lock that.
Yeah. That is a downside of not sharing resources with both bases. If one base gets crippled by a slight oversight or a slight weakness in the base, it is just completely alone.
Yes, it is.
Although I guess it could also be an upside as well. It could stun lock both of the bases, allowing the AI to do nothing in general. Which would not be good.
3 doored snipers out of Phantasma here. The first mortars are fired, but the machine gunners
It is
are
interesting.
online.
Yes, it is. It is very interesting though. Early aggression in at least AI matches seems to be snipers, while early aggression in normal matches are usually some sort of early game weapon like swarm missiles or nukes or mortars.
Some kind of.
Usually not snipers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, snipers are so easy to mitigate the damage of. Like, all you have to do is cover your turbine. All you have to do is cover your mines. This experience would never happen in a player versus player match.
Yeah, I think that's what makes these kind of tournaments so interesting. It's almost like a completely different game.
It is.
when played a different way. It's
It
very
really
interesting.
is.
Oh, looks like those mines are starting to get covered, but not all the way. Those top snipers on Phantasmagoria's base are still able to arc the shots over and shoot the mines.
I love how they can make those
Unfortunate.
shots so consistently.
I'm jealous. Oh man. Yeah, those gunners are completely protected. Not much really can kill them right now, at least sniper-wise. However, it looks like first real weapons that can do damage are from Phantasmagoria here. Swarm missiles on the bottom extrusion.
That's going to be a real interesting set here. That is one thing that I've always liked, because in forts there are really three kind of classifications of weapons. There's your harassment weapons, which don't really deal damage. They just destroy anything that's exposed or any kind of direct device they could hit. These are things like, you know, your snipers, your machine guns, your even incendiary mortars. They really don't break the fort. They just damage things. And then you have, you know, your heavy weapons. These are your game enders. These are weapons that will actually destroy forts outright. You know, your cannons, your plasma lasers. Those will just clean through everything. Then you have these kind of hybrid weapons, like swarm missiles, which a single swarm missile launch won't break anything, but it does enough damage that if you stack it with other swarm missile launches, it could actually destroy a fort. Same kind of thing with heavy mortars. One or two heavy mortars doesn't do anything, but you add, you know, 3 or 4, suddenly the enemy base is in the zone of risking immediate death. And I find it interesting that in these AI games, you almost never see heavy weapons. Yeah, like we see a cannon here out of Finn's top base. But most of the time, we don't get to that stage. Most of the time, it will be harassment weapons, such as mass snipers, such as shotguns or flak, followed by hybrid weapons, like heavy mortars and swarm missiles. And the game ends to swarm missiles, or it ends to mortars, or something of the sort, before anything else.
Yeah, it's definitely... Nukes seem to be very popular for dealing damage right now, but we'll have to see how heavy weapons perform in this match from Finn's AI.
Indeed. So it looks like Finn has basically just kind of ignored everything else that's going on. It's like, okay, you want to snipe at me? I'm just not going to give you anything to snipe. Kind of. He kind of failed in that endeavor, considering his mines were exposed. But the snipers out of Team 1 were almost a waste of money and funds, because there's just no damage available to be done. Whereas Finn over here has just gotten a cannon. And cannons hurt.
Oh.
Yep. That's a hit.
Like that. Oh god. The ricochet shot off the door to the mines.
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. Snipers know
Oh,
ricochets
God.
perfectly, so they will just straight up ricochet off of anything and hit the mines, as you can see here. Like, that's a real concern they have to deal with.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Just noticed
no.
something. The gunners.
The gunners.
Oh,
The
God,
snipers have
gunners.
line of sight. That's gotta soft lock this thing. Like, there's no way. That's 3 gunners in line of sight of snipers. Like,
Oh.
you cannot do that.
Oh my god. The cannon just disappears.
I'm sorry. I know I missed that on my screen, but what happened, because this is something I've seen many times, the cannon opened the door
Yeah.
to fire, and all 3 snipers just shot it instantly, blowing it up.
Oh, Jesus.
That's ridiculous. There is a critical number there. 3 snipers destroys a cannon the moment that cannon doors opens. This is reason number 2 why I don't think cannons are usable in AI battles. Snipers exist, and they will snipe the cannon every time. Reason number 1 is that the AI is kind of dumb with cannons, and they will try to shoot things it doesn't have line of sight for, and it will just soft lock itself trying to shoot and fail. But that's a different issue.
Yeah. Tiny doors are definitely probably a bit more useful with AI snipers.
Yes, they are, but only because it makes the snipers, it makes the doors move faster, so there's less time that they're exposed.
Indeed. Nuke's getting through, even with Finn's kind of elaborate AI trench down there, or AA trench down there. AI AA trench down there.
It's an interesting situation. It's It's probably about as effective as you can get in this, because having that any more exposed, as we have already seen, just makes it vulnerable to snipers.
Yeah. Another downside of AIs, or another way to think about it, is you don't really choose where the AI fires. The AI does that, well, for you. So
Yes.
the missiles will not always fire at a consistent spot or focus a certain base. You can't really see which base is weaker or which one will die to a nuke or right away. So it has to kind of pick and choose every time, and it's not always where you want it to go. So it is slightly up to RNG, a bit more than usual games.
Yes, and that does make some strategies very difficult. Something like the fire beam plasma beam combo, the AI does not comprehend and will never use it.
Yeah.
It just kind
Unless
of
you get very lucky.
well, yeah, well that's fair. Very, very lucky.
Yeah, I would not put all my eggs into that one basket.
No.
That would be a dangerous thing to do.
Absolutely not.
Finn's AI getting more swarms up top. Still trying to get those mortars through, but there's only I think the one is just to distract them, just in case there's flak out.
Oh yeah,
which
for
is,
sure.
Very smart.
I do like that, because it's
Yeah.
it's just one mortar. It's not doing damage. It's not upgraded. It doesn't even have an he got an upgrade center because he's got nukes, but it's not there to deal damage. It's doing damage, but it's not there to do damage. That's one fort down.
Jeez.
What's worse, that was Finn's damage fort. That was Finn's fort with the cannon, so that's gone forever.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Another downside of team AIs is they don't really know to connect to the other base. They don't know that the other base died and that it needs to be connected to. So it doesn't really it doesn't build automatically up there and connect to it like a normal player would.
It's going to make this difficult because Finn's last remaining base does not have any offensive weaponry.
Indeed, I think that will be the end. Ooh, there goes the cannons.
Rip cannons. They were sniped once and never again, for they were never allowed to rebuild. Yeah, this is only a matter of time. The Phantasma's top base has proceeded onto the stage where it's getting more weapons. It has just upgraded its swarm missiles to nukes, and it's going to be the end. Oh, those are exposed.
Uh-oh.
The anti-air is now
That's a very lucky
exposed.
shot from the AI there.
And instantly the snipers come in and clean up.
Yeah,
There's-
hopefully for Finn here, it replaces the defenses before it replaces the AA down there, or else he will get stun locked.
I don't
Oh,
think
sure.
stun lock is the biggest concern right now.
That's a fair point. Missing a teammate.
Yeah. Missing a teammate and having no weapons against what is a
The end.
scary amounts of firepower.
Yeah. It is also interesting to see the mortar that, like we were talking about before, the mortar, how it just kind of fires randomly, which is it's kind of good because normally you fire the mortar just anywhere. It's not there to do damage. It's just there to distract. It's definitely doing its job.
Yes, yes it is. It's extremely effective and very consistent at doing that.
Indeed. It is slightly lacking in a bit more strategy because normally in the game you'd be you fire it right as your missiles fire, so the gunners are still reloading, but sometimes you get lucky with how it fires.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it fires the mortar right into the nuke.
It's funny because it's true.
It is.
That poor
Yeah, it goes
big
right into
wood
your core.
fort. Well, that's something I have seen before, and it's always sad when it happens.
Yeah.
Poor final fort, out of money. That one gunner, however, keeping it alive.
Yeah, it does seem. I think this did come down to strategy, as we saw that Finn had a lot of, or at least a few times where it could have been stun locked very easily, depending on the AI.
Yes.
If it had been Finn against Narf, that would have been deadly, as those mines would have just been gone.
Yes. Yes,
No
they would
question.
have absolutely just been destroyed.
Yeah. However, I think it still was. I think it's still not enough to go against this. If those cannons might have gone out and come out and done more damage to places that actually mattered, could have possibly done something.
Well, there was an opportunity because the cannon did get one shot, and I think it was always going to get exactly one shot, no more, no less. And the cannon could have fired at Fanta's lower core and just straight up destroyed it. It is not defended against a cannon shell.
Yeah.
It decided to take out a shotgun, which that's fair, but if it had decided to take out the core, which is entirely RNG as to which it takes out, then this game would have looked very different.
Indeed. Yeah, it looks like this is just going to... Might go down to the timer depending on where the AI fires. With 1 minute remaining. We'll have to see.
This is why we have the timer, but when the timer expires, Team 1 will win, because Team 1 has destroyed a core and will therefore be used as the tiebreaker. Did that shotgun just murder his own friends? It did.
I think it's done it a few times now. I keep looking over there. I'm like, what's happening? I think it keeps doing it. Uh-oh. Ooh, the nuke's making
Wow. Wow.
it. His philosophy is living up to its name, I guess. Big box, good. So
Yeah.
it's not good enough, but it is defending against the nukes pretty sufficiently.
He has spent all of his money on keeping the box alive. He has no money for weapons and will never have money for weapons so long as that box exists, but it is keeping him alive. And so we go to the timer. And that is it.
GG.
Fantas with the victory.
Man, look at all that damage.
Seriously. That's a huge
What it is.
damage difference.
Alrighty, so Phantasma goes on to fight Narf in round 2. Very well. Alright. Let's see. Who is up next? We have Mech 70 versus Finn. Alright, so he'll be up next. Alright, cool. Oh wait, no, sorry. It's a different Finn. Flynn.
Flynn. Mech
Yes, Flynn
70 versus Flynn.
Ah, there he is. Alrighty, let's see. Mech also has an interesting philosophy here, as some others do as well. Let's see. Looks like Mech here, his philosophy is, he seems to remember that this exists. No lore required. Shoot base, maybe go boom, maybe not. Maybe I go boom. And then hopefully not that. True poet.
I don't blame him. Why poetry when you can not poetry? My life story.
Yeah.
Then we have Flynn Shadows excerpt. It says, "Is it effective? Sometimes. Is it cheap? Slightly. Does it plan to beat the basic 2 AI ideas? Not at all. Gunners? Weak. Damage? Nope. Tanking? That's for other AIs. Stun ability? Yes. Drops cannons on itself? Yes. Oh no. My only regret is not exposing the core after swinging it for the 20 sandbag defense, then using 4.12 doors on my buzzsaws." I have no idea what to expect here, and I'm already excited.
Yeah, I see a lot of exciting things in there. Buzzsaws being one of them. Core drop. Definitely good. Dropping cannons. Always lovely to see.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's go ahead and ready up and move on to this next match. What does bracket mean? Bracket is a
sandbags,
command you
Sahara
guys can
level-
use in chat
Sahara
if you
level
want to see the
defenses here.
bracket for yourself. Hello there. I have an AI here. Yes, I do. I am disappointed that it exists, but here we
I'll be
are.
interested to see if he can manage to pull off a core swing
Yeah.
for an AI.
AI are not
That'll definitely be a
particularly
feat.
good at that, but
Yeah,
let's see how it turns out.
a lot of deviation with core swings.
Oh yeah. And here
Alrighty.
we are. On the left-hand side, we have Mech 70 facing off against Flynn on the right side.
Ooh. Flynn's top base already getting, what, is that like 8 snipers? 7? Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, well,
Uh-oh.
remember something about not early aggression? He lied.
It seems like it. Oh, God. Fortunately, Mech has not protected his mines here. And this is what we were talking about last round. If the AI goes up against someone who has a lot of snipers and the opponent has not defended their mines sufficiently, bad things will happen. Oh. I think we might be witnessing bad things here.
Yeah, well, we've just lost one mine, and as we can see here, what the AI has done, this player 1 AI, it has actually... it has decided to build a new mine, which means it will attempt to rebuild that mine after it is lost. And as of this point, it will spend all of its money attempting to rebuild the mine and never solving the problem of the enemy having snipers shooting at the mine. So this base will be stun locked officially for so long as these snipers exist on the top right. It is now up to top left base to make the difference here.
It's very interesting with balls, the map. It's built in such a way that you have to defend the mines right away, especially if you're obviously making an AI for the map. It's probably one of those prerequisites that you just have to get done, or else you're gonna suffer the consequences.
Yes.
Oh.
Now, that's concerning. The mortar placement. I've tried. Did it just defend itself with the sniper? Welcome to AI.
I think so.
Just sniped the mortar shell out of the air. Yeah, this is an interesting concern because the AI is not particularly good at using these. Notice how these will constantly look around trying to find something to fire at and then not fire. See them moving the mortars around. The AI is not good at understanding the tiny little holes that it has to shoot out of, so it just kind of fails to use the mortars half the time. But they are going to be quite safe, which is good.
Looks like rockets coming in from Mech here on Team 1 from his top base that is not stun locked.
Yes. More importantly, the top base for Flynn has sold off the snipers. Which
I was
means
wondering what was happening with those.
Yeah. That means bottom left is now free to continue.
Indeed. I'm wondering if those instant snipers from Flynn there was enough to do enough damage to make up for the mine being killed and the damage.
Think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking as well.
I think those snipers definitely performed very well. The top base for Team 1 is having a little rough time. It's taken some chip damage, but nothing super dangerous.
If it doesn't defend that soon, then it will be... Oh, it will be bad. Uh-oh.
There's the problem. That
critical hit
is a quite strong amount of rockets, and without snipers to penalize them, those rockets are going to fire again, and the AI is not going to be able to recover from that. Just like in regular human matches, they just do so much damage that you can't really recover from it financially. The AI are going to suffer that same problem, except the AI are even worse at recovering financially. So that could be a game-ending amount of damage right there. Mech's lower base is just not having it.
Jeez. Poor damage on both sides now. However, that incendiary mortar seems to like doing damage to that core.
It's got nothing else to shoot at, so it's got a very small field of view there.
I'm wondering if once that base dies, if it will fire at the lower one using a lower power.
I don't know. The AI may not be able to discern that particular angle.
Another slight issue with having door snipeable EMPs. If they get door sniped, then your entire area is shut down for a slight amount of time.
Yes.
Disabling you from damage, which is crucial.
That
very dangerous.
Could absolutely be a problem. These tiny doors saving those snipers time and again.
Yeah.
saving everything time and again.
Indeed. I have just noticed there is an EMP on Flynn's side that is slightly exposed from the top. Could be sniped. Unfortunately, that could be unlockable for him. It looks like the AI is not firing at it.
Either not firing at it or does not quite have the angle.
The door is just slightly not tall enough. Oh, it is putting a door there.
Oh, there it goes. Now it will be safe. Well, safe from being headshot from across the world. Not so safe from a door snipe.
No one is safe from the door snipes.
Oh no. Top right's rockets are failing to fire. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. There'll be some slight,
Yeah.
dismemberment, deformation.
The
There's word I'm looking
tiny
for.
door is too much. Between mild deformation and just a tiny door, the AI can't figure out how to use the rocket. This is a problem I encountered as well. Fairly common one, actually. So that rocket may never fire again.
Mech is definitely playing it risky here with those tiny doors on his side with the rockets. They're very small and very susceptible to deformation.
The juicy EMP hits.
However, it is also interesting to note that since this is an AI game, you really don't need to cover your doors, which you normally need to do in a regular game. It's interesting to see the things that normally you'd have to do in a game if you'd like to win, to things that you don't have to do in an AI game. Just to see the differences, it's interesting.
It really is.
Although if Mech over here didn't cover his doors, he'd probably have a wider firing angle. So it opens up more possibilities and closes off some other possibilities. It's interesting. There are trades.
Yes, and
Trades for the game.
as it does open up possibilities and vulnerabilities. We have some deformation and stresses breaking some wood down here. That can often soft lock an AI. Looks like it's going to try again. Oh, does it get it? Uh-oh. That looks wrong. That looks unintentional. But I think it's recovered.
However, while that is a problem that is now solved, unfortunately for Flynn here, Mech has an AP sniper on his bottom base, and his bottom core, or the opponent's bottom core, is just completely exposed, as well as his mortars. Yeah.
The only reason I think that AP sniper hasn't ruined Flynn's AI is because it's near constantly EMP'd.
Yeah, that EMP is definitely doing some good work up there.
There's another mortar destroyed by the AP sniper.
Looks like Mech's bottom AI is building a workshop, possibly for nukes at the bottom extrusion.
Oh my.
Be interesting. Oh, to see what that does.
The AP sniper starting to take shots at Flynn's lower core.
Oh, very interesting. Smoke launcher. That's another definitely in tandem with weapon that should be used, or normally is used in player games, but not so much in AI games.
Have a little bit of a
Similar to the
self-detonation
fragment launcher.
up at top
Oh
left,
yeah, I
indeed.
saw that with the rockets.
I'm curious to see how the fog launcher works out in AI battles. Typically, the fog launcher, like the fire beam, is used at a very specific time. That said, we won't be seeing that kind of timing here out of the AIs. And yet it could
Indeed.
still be very disruptive to the AI. It may even cause some irreparable deformation with the lack
Very
of
true.
ability to build.
Ooh. Those EMPs still shutting down quite a bit. However, it is only snipers. Those probably would do more as rockets, as they are definitely getting through, but not doing enough damage to really kill bottom base here.
I think Flynn here was relying on those mortars dealing the damage, and that's just not
Yeah.
happening.
Agreed. Those probably would have to be at least incendiary to do, or not incendiary, heavy mortars to do any more real damage.
Absolutely. This looks like top
Although
base is just
Mech is
straight
preparing well.
EMPs.
Looks like it. Just to shut down anything that might be exposed or... Uh-oh.
The core is 1 AP sniper shell away from exploding.
Indeed. 13%. Very, very nearly there.
It decides to smite a mortar out of existence instead.
Really doesn't seem like those mortars, huh?
It really doesn't like them at all.
Ah. I mean, to be fair, it is the only thing that can deal damage, but AIs don't think, so...
And there it goes.
Oh! The retaliation for that one sniper shot, door sniping the top one, and the AP sniper says, nah, not doing that.
Just ending the core. With that solidifies Mech's lead. I suspect Flynn does not have a way of coming back from this. Flynn does not have any actual damage-dealing weapons. No hybrid weapons, no heavy weapons. It's just some harassment weapons. EMPs for shutting down, snipers. It's expanding his eco. He's going to an eco phase right now, as it were. So this top base is not really able to get out of the scenario that it's in. Whereas Team 1... Team 1's got doesn't have all that much that can really hurt top base. A lot of these weapons are angled in a way that they can only fire downward, but it's still more damage than Team 2's top base has available to it.
Indeed. Everything just firing at, oof. Everything firing at top base here. Miniguns trying to fire, it looks like they don't have the angle.
So it seems. Oh yeah, these miniguns bottom left definitely do not have an angle. They very much so only fire forward. They have a very short aiming arc. Very narrow aiming arc.
Yeah, leaving bottom base practically useless in the damage department here, just kind of defending against those few EMPs that make it through.
Indeed.
It is unfortunate when you lose your... it seems that most AIs, and probably the most in the future ones we're going to see today, one base supports and one base does damage. It is unfortunate when you lose one of them that the other one's just kind of left stranded and unable to do anything.
Yeah, it is. It is always kind of sad, but at the end of it, despite the core sometimes taking damage here, this may actually go to the clock. I think this is gonna go to the clock, go to the timer.
Although there are 3 more rockets upgraded coming out from Mech's top AI here.
Indeed. However, they are angled downward.
True, yeah.
So they are designed to shoot at the lower base, which no longer exists. They may have a little bit of an angle to like hit the bottom of the top base, but not by much.
Possibly. I'm wondering if the AI accounts for the kind of deviation that the missiles or the rockets have, firing close to the base to get a good shot on it.
Interesting. Yeah, you can see here the rockets. They are trying to aim up to fire, and they can't do it. They are blocked. These are strictly designed to aim at the lower base, but there is no lower base to aim at.
Unfortunate, but won't make much of a difference at this point.
Indeed. 60 seconds on the clock. Team 1's bases are expanding.
Yes.
At
the top section.
Yeah, actually, that does look like miniguns. That's a great observation. Those will not be ready before the timer runs out.
It is very neat to see both the AIs that make it this far and have the resources to do so just continue expanding and just keep going. Have no idea when the game's going to stop, obviously, after 15 minutes, but just always ever expanding.
I remember...
It's interesting to see what potential these AIs might hold.
Oh, yeah.
That we don't get to see.
I remember in the last tournament I was in, my AI kept building to like the 25-minute mark, even though it was only a 15-minute time limit. Just wanted to make sure it always had more to do.
Oh, there's the timer.
And there we go. Mech 70 with the victory.
Indeed. Moving on to round 2. See who he's going to be fighting next round.
Looks like we have Von Eagle versus Ambrulo. Coming up next, Ambrulo, one of the German casters currently live on Twitch.
Yes, co-hosting with Geiger, it seems, in the German language. All right. While Kronk updates the map for us, let's take a look at the philosophies here for the AIs made by each player. So first up, we have Von Eagle, who has made a bit of a lengthy one. Alrighty. He has written down, this was me before I tested mortars. Now you have to face mortars. Above, below, everywhere. Doors, question mark? I barely have any of those. Mortars don't need doors. Snipers? Only a few. Eats into the mortar budget. Mines? They're allowed. They provide the budget for mortars. Turbines? Can't shoot the mortars without those. They're allowed to. For more serious, he gave a bit more in-depth explanation. He said bottom base starts with an AI nest, while the top spams out 9 Incursus mortars. Both bases expand to 6 mines, then top base adds 9 more incendiary mortars before slowly upgrading them all. Bottom base gets a few safety snipers and expands downwards before building 9 mortars as far as I can get them while being able to hit both cores still.
Interesting. I like that one. That is a man after my own heart right there.
Seems like he's gonna go cannons.
And there we have him against Ambrulo. Nukes and cannons are not the best combination, but my AI wants to prove that it doesn't need overpowered strats, but still wins every match. And we'll see how this works out.
Both opponents going for different weapons here should make for an interesting engagement.
Indeed. I believe we are ready to go.
Looks like it.
So let's do this. Let's make sure everyone's all readied up.
We'll have to see how mortars go for I think the 3rd time now. Mortars have been in, or at least the last game. Mortars have been in the last game. That unfortunately did not work out too well, but
yeah,
I don't see much talk about heavy weapons, or heavy mortars, I mean, which almost seem necessary. Alrighty, on the left we have Von Eagle, and on the right we have Ambrulo.
This is not the right names. Yes, they are. Okay.
Let's see. Looks like back turbines from both players here.
Curious. Back turbines
Earlier.
not immune to mortars.
But immune to snipers, which is all that matters in the first 5 minutes of the match, it seems.
That is an interesting, because like I remember in the previous tournaments, the turbines were kind of aggressively placed, purposefully exposed in a way that attracts sniper fire.
Yeah, they're definitely more tanky. It seems a bit more economically smart, and to be able to get your snipers out without being shot immediately, to have your turbines strategically placed that they get sniped.
Yes.
I remember seeing some people placed sandbags in the middle of the hitbox for the turbines so that they could not be sniped, but they were still targeted, which was definitely a very in-depth way of baiting snipers.
I am so surprised that we haven't seen more of that in this tournament.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a bit more throwbacks from the past tournaments, as there's been three others to learn from, but possibly we'll see something new in this one.
Interesting. We have seen quite a few gunners from everyone. They've just placed gunners as if they're expecting mortars. We see little gunner nests everywhere. So far, it's worked out pretty well.
Indeed. I think it's a very big stigma with balls, at least. Missiles are almost as common as on battleships. They're usually a thing.
Oh god, the memories, the trauma.
Oh god, AI in battleships. Oh no, it's entered my brain.
Why? You know, that would actually sound pretty fun. AI tournament on battleships.
Oh god. That'd be pretty interesting.
Like
I
battleships.
might have to do that in my free time now.
Yeah. Well, that is interesting because like so battleships is a map that typically revolves almost entirely around making it up on the fly because there's just so much going on. You cannot do everything at once, and there's so many. Every strategy is available to you, even strategies that are typically meme strategies that never work. I mentioned a moment ago how these turbines are not safe from mortars, and now they've just lost multiple turbines
Yeah.
in the
Not
rear.
looking too well.
That's really bad.
Yeah.
And here comes some more some more turbine losses.
The swarm's coming out from Amarillo here. A lot of gunners though.
That swarms, though. You gotta have more than one active in order to hitting the same spot at the same time in order to get damage done. Otherwise, these AI are just gonna face tank and they're not gonna care.
Yeah. My God, though, Von Eagle living up to his philosophy here.
Yeah, just more and more mortars. That I approve. I approve so
Yeah,
hard.
I do too. Let's see. He has 3 turbines right now, which I think is enough to sustain those mortars, but he will need more if he wants to expand in the future.
Yeah.
There's 4 now.
Yeah. He's the energy. I think he's actually getting metal starved off of those mortars. Actually.
Looks like it. Yeah.
That should be the case there. Mortars take a surprising amount of metal to keep firing. Like he'll be able to sustain it, but it's going to slow down his AI's progress. Not that it really matters because they're just going to kill the opponent here.
Unfortunately, Amarillo's AA is not firing at the mortars. They must not have an angle.
They don't have an
or
angle.
reactor enough to fire.
That anti-air kind of wall can only really fire directly in front of it, not upward. It's great versus swarm missiles and nukes, not so great versus mortars.
Jeez. The pinpoint accuracy. Firing them all at different times. Oh, it's so satisfying.
It is. Different angles, different velocities, all hitting the same spot.
Fort's nerdy stuff.
It is, and it's satisfying. It's just satisfying to
very-
watch, even if it's like I know all the things behind it and what's happening, and I find it impressive because I know it's happening. But more importantly, it's satisfying to watch. I mean, it's like watching a shotgun just burst out at every direction, and then all the projectiles just merging onto a single millimeter target.
Yep, it's Magna Beam satisfying.
It
what
is.
I think.
It is. Even if you don't know all the things behind it causing that to happen, and all the nonsense that has to go through to make that happen, it's still enjoyable to watch. And that's what's good.
Yeah, indeed. The mortars. I mean, I guess you could do it in a regular game. Just group all of them to a different shot and make sure they fire at the same place and just rapid fire. But it's still even that it's still very hard.
Yes.
To get down in an actual match. But it's nice to see.
This just makes me happy to watch. I like mortars.
It's very nice. I'm glad mortars got a chance to do something here.
Now here's the thing about mortars. Team 1 with its he has actually expanded mines. Yeah, he needs that in order to fire more mortars. So he has thought of that. Team 2 on the other hand is just kind of he's just kind of suffering.
Oh. I didn't notice the thing on the bottom of Team 1. Oh god. More mortars.
Indeed. These mortars should actually be pretty okay. They might shoot each other, but they should be pretty okay. We're just going to have mortars coming from below. Those will be able to be shot at by that machine gun wall, for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, it looks like Amarillo did not anticipate for the mass mortars here.
Oh, just digging through with incendiary mortars of all things, which really aren't very good at digging at all.
Yeah, it's quite impressive when you do that much damage with incendiary mortars.
For those
all
wondering,
hitting the same spot.
it's still satisfying to watch that all hit the same spot. But for those wondering, incendiary mortars basically don't deal any damage to structure blocks, to structure struts, things like metal or wood. They do bonus damage to internal devices, batteries, technology, weapons, and such. So you'll see them hit targets like this, which will burn down and destroy turbines. But yep, there it goes.
Mm.
It's one core
Very
eliminated.
rough. Oh, all the mortars. Oh, God.
Oh, now they're coming from below as well. Oh no. It's brutal.
Pretty sure Von Eagle also talked about that in his philosophy. From mortars from below, upside, downside, backwards, all directions.
And
Oh,
there it goes.
jeez.
Von Eagle with the victory.
Even getting more mortars up top, I just noticed on the topmost
Oh, yeah.
expansion slot.
Oh yeah, it just they just kept getting built.
Oh.
Everything about that made me happy. Everything
God.
about that made me happy.
They don't end. What just happened? That was very loud. I don't know what just played. All right. Sorry about that.
All right.
Alrighty, so Von Eagle goes on to fight Mech in the next battle.
Indeed.
Except we have Alex and Taichu going head to head. Let's take a look at Alex's philosophy here as Kronk gets the map ready for us. It would appear, Alex has said, it is said that, oh, all right, that the good defense is a good offense. And I say that is stupid. Defense is lame. Just get weapons and win or something. Also, I spent like only a bit over an hour on my AIs. I would have spent like three more hours, but computer is now broken. Lovely.
Oh no.
Alrighty. Then up next we have Taichu's philosophy. He wrote down Taichu replacement AI in case anybody leaves. If this gets in the tourney and somebody loses this, my respects.
Oh no. Yeah, that is correct. We did have a couple of people on the waiting list to get into the tournament in case some persons who were already in decided to drop out or otherwise did not meet the deadline for submitting their AIs. Taichu was one of those replacements, I believe.
Yes. He was put in today. Made a replacement AI. So we'll have to see how it performs.
Indeed. All right, looks like we're ready to go.
Indeed. All right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to top that mortar play.
Yeah,
My
no,
gosh.
I just like mortars, both for how satisfying they are as they're flying across the screen, and also for how effective they are. Looks like we have Ambrulo. He is disconnected from the VC. I don't know if he's having internet
Yes.
connectivity issues.
He's also offline, so either internet issues or computer issues, which would be bad.
Okay, so we'll give it a moment to see if he can get back online here.
I've noticed a trend lately. Alex's computer also broke during testing for AI.
We have had
believe someone else's as well.
Yes, I was watching the chat, and apparently technology issues are the theme of the week. Multiple computers gone. Someone's running a virtual machine because their computer just died.
Yeah, looks like Von Eagle I think had the problem, but still was able to make a. Oh, my favorite AI so far. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so for those who are wondering in chat, this is an AI tournament. All the players that we have here have created AIs, 2 AIs, one for each base. And what they are doing is they have pitted these AIs in this tournament against each other. So coming up next, we will have Alex's AIs versus Taichu's AIs. And we'll get to see which one comes out on top. We just saw the mortar spam versus an AI which really didn't get to go very far. And we saw forts grade destruction in only the best ways. Glow up next.
Yes.
Did he go to sleep? I feel like Ambrulo went to sleep.
Maybe. I don't know. He seemed to disconnect from everything very quickly and in rapid succession, which makes me think something happened. He's just going to bed.
Okay. Okay. We'll go then.
I think it looks like we can do that.
All right then. Time's up. Let's do this. And we are off. AI is going up to their infinite APM as they always do, often do.
Alrighty, so on the left side we have Alex, and on the right we have Taichu.
Interesting.
Upgrade center from Alex, pretty much right off the bat, exposed slightly, which is very, 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 very risky. Could be bad.
We have exposed turbines on all sides.
Yeah.
And I am definitely concerned about that exposed. Okay, he covers it up. Yeah, that's...
39 seconds in. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
If he goes ahead and fights some other players that we've seen already, that could be dangerous.
I don't... So that's something I played around with a little bit. As in practice, any strategy that involves putting an exposed sniper that early that you can punish it runs the risk of getting sniped by something, I don't know, like a door sniper. And you can get soft locked. Any build that punishes an exposed turbine or exposed technology that early runs the risk of getting soft locked 30 seconds into the match.
Yeah.
So, yes, but also no, because I don't foresee even Nerf's AI, I think, doesn't get the snipers out that fast. It does a little bit of preparation first. And here we can see top right, it's got itself soft locked.
Yeah.
There goes the sniper. It'll just gotta replace the sniper, and it's gonna get destroyed.
That is unfortunate.
Doored sniper wins versus the exposed sniper.
Chad, if you have not figured out the common thing here yet, soft locking is a problem.
Yes.
It is the end of all AIs.
Yes. This is basically a game to see who can force the soft lock first. Poor Taichu's top base is about to get obliterated. Bottom base has gone with some machine gunners. These are designed to be able to shoot at mortars, so they will help. But it's not going to solve the problem of top left base having snipers.
Indeed. An AI sniper from Alex already to just shoot anything that could be sniped, I guess. Oof, that sniper still not protected.
I suspect it's not going to be. I think that's supposed to be a sniper tower, much in the same way as Narf.
That or he doesn't have enough metal to further along the build.
Indeed.
Which is definitely a viable issue.
So Team 1, the AIs, are just going to do what they want, and Team 2 in a really bad position here.
Another thing that AI can't do is stagger fire. Well, I guess it can, but it's not as methodical as possibly a human being would be with it. So all the gunners will be firing once, and then it will kill all of the mortars in the air, rather than just kill one and then... Oh, never mind. Love it.
Welcome to RNG. I see a lot of comments in chat asking about the chaos. What does it call? Oh, it here frustration. AI have a bit of a randomness mechanic where it is possible to enable an AI to attempt to perform an action or a strategy or a direction and any form of action, as it were, a certain number of times, at which point it skips it, or you can have it set to do one of several actions at a time and try to say, does this try like all of them, but only do one, whichever one works. That is, as part of the rules of this particular tournament, disabled. Frustration, as it is called in-game, is disabled. So these AI will do the same thing every time or die trying. And it is generally considered better to have frustration disabled. The general consensus is that you want your AI doing the same thing, even if it opens it up to the possibility of soft locking off of a single sniper. It is just better to soft lock off of a single sniper than run the risk of skipping an important step.
Yeah, indeed. So it could also, I think it pertains to economy as well. So if it doesn't have enough economy to build a cannon by a certain time, it just it won't do it.
Yes,
I think is something that I ran into issues with. It just doesn't build the cannon, and then there's never a cannon there. As it's kind of just a linear, just kind of direction thing as it goes through and just does the next thing.
Indeed, it looks like the snipers got distracted or something happened. Well,
Oh. Oh god.
that was inevitable.
Oh. Yeah. Almost had a downward facing sniper there.
Almost. That would have been interesting.
Would've been nice to see. Yeah.
Indeed. I was about to say, oh look, the sniper finally got a door. It managed to live long enough to have a door placed on it, as
Yep,
apparently
I
it
was
wasn't
about to say the
supposed to be
same.
exposed. It was just supposed to have a door on it. But, oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah. The curse of saying something and then it doesn't happen, or does.
And
Oh.
there goes the core to the heavy mortars. Remember how last match it was just incendiary mortars, which are terrible at actually destroying forts? Heavy mortars, not so terrible at destroying forts. They deal very real damage.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, as we can see here, we were talking about last match with the sandbags in front of the turbines. Alex has used that to his advantage, kind of taking advantage of the targeting of the AI. The AI snipes for the middle of the hitbox for anything really. So turbines usually are exposed and get sniped first. So Alex put a sandbag in the middle of the turbine hitbox, so the sniper will hit the sandbag, which can be repaired easily without draining economy, and kind of fixes that whole problem.
absolutely.
Definitely a smart way of doing that. It also distracts the snipers from firing. Rather than firing at your important weapons, it fires at a sandbag. So it makes it a lot better. A good trade.
And we can also see some back turbines as well, so it looks like he's gone with both strategies. Have exposed
Yes.
turbines for the sake of drawing aggro, but also have safe turbines because turbines are kind of important.
Yes, indeed. That sandbag defense is definitely subject to deformation.
Absolutely.
So those back turbines are definitely there for just as a extra protocol, just to make sure. Very smart though. Definitely have backups just in case something goes wrong.
So here we have another scenario where one AI has gone full defensive to keep mortars out of the air, and the other AI has gone full offense. Except the full offense AI up top no longer exists. So now we just have the remaining defensive AI. It's going to do the best it can to not die. Unfortunately, it has no plans of ever winning the game, and due to it having lost its friend, will lose when the timer expires. So this is probably a match that will go to the timer, but also, on the other hand, we have more offensive power coming out of Team 1, and it may be enough to overwhelm in the 2v1 experience here.
Indeed.
We shall see.
Yeah. Hopefully, if it goes to the timer, it'll be a bit more interesting with the introduction of swarms.
Yes, and we
It's a
considering...
nice thing as are expanding.
Oh yeah, and considering bottom base here for Alex already has an upgrade center, I suspect there will be nukes, and as the nukes are coming from below, a lot of these gunners aren't going to do anything. So
Jesus.
that's a lot. To see the swarm missiles get cleaned up that quickly, that's impressive.
Yeah. One frame they're there, one frame they're not.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of anti-air. That's a super defensive.
Yeah.
Here come the nukes. All it takes is those nukes targeting, just working from the bottom up, just targeting this bottom area here, and it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Then that's just going to be the beginning of the end. Now, of course,
Definitely
Team 1's missiles are going to be targeted randomly, so we don't know that
Yeah.
it's going to happen. It may never happen. The nukes may always decide to target above the core and therefore get shot down by all the anti-air. But we shall see.
That is where I was going with that. Another disadvantage of having an AI playing rather than in person. People can kind of see and spot and see where AI is, or the AA is, and kind of move up from there. Knows where it can get shot down and where it doesn't have an angle. AI just goes like, oh yes, weapon fire, and that's it.
Yes.
The nuke is finished.
I'm seeing in
Second one
chat.
coming up shortly.
I'm seeing in chat one of the AI creators, Alex, is mentioning that this top AI is actually finished with its build order. It intends to never expand further. It's just going to spend all of its money on firing its weapons. So all the firepower that's going to be in this match is going to come from bottom, which may not be enough to destroy this final fort before the timer.
slightly worrying in future matches if Alex's AI can't get rid of one opponent soon enough. It will just be locked at what it's at now and won't have enough to get it over that hump where it will just kind of just lose as it gets out damaged.
Indeed.
Especially if he loses his bottom AI. That top AI will be just kind of stuck. As the other AI expands.
I do not foresee any damage or anything unfortunate happening to Alex's lower AI, simply because Taichu's lower AI is extremely passive. And in fact, it seems to be at the end of its build order, as it is not building anymore or spending its money on anything.
Yeah. Definitely would be the end of the game here for that, if he does not build any offensive weaponry.
Indeed. The Team 1 lower base, I do not know if it is... I suspect it's not attempting to expand more.
It doesn't look like it.
But it is also spending all of its energy and may need more energy in order to expand further. So I don't know, but I think we're just going to be here for another 3.5 minutes until we see Alex coming out with the eventual victory.
Oh, good. So how's your day been so far, Incursus?
I've had a very nice day so far. Went out, got some lunch with friends. Speaking of which, no, I was about to say, I need to get another drink, but I have an okay drink here. It is sweet tea, southern style.
Ah, yes. It's addicting. It really is.
It's nice. It's a little treat. I get it every so often.
Speaking about lunch with friends, I just spent a week in Maine with a couple of buddies from school. Nice getaway for a week.
Oh, how is it up there, by the way?
Pretty nice. It was nice all the days but one. A bit rainy, but only half the day. But it was nice. Nice to go up there with just to do stuff with them. It was fun.
Sometimes it is nice to get out, even though going outside these days is a little bit dangerous, as it were. But
yeah.
Yeah, no, I've looked forward to going outside more often. My area has started to open up more. Now, I say that knowing full well that Florida is having a rough spot of quarantine requirements right now for reasons. But my area specifically is not terribly infected, so we are going outside a bit more, and it's nice to get that social activity again.
Yeah, it's nice. Unfortunately, my area is pretty bad. Unfortunately, a lot of people around here are a bit hesitant, but
oh yeah, for
hopefully it ends soon. That'd be nice.
That would be nice. I am vaccinated, so for whatever that's worth, that's a little bit more feels a little bit nicer.
Yes, it does.
How are my backyard dragons? They are quite nice. They still do the regular iguanosaur thing, where they just kind of exist as solar-powered lawnmowers. They stand out in the sun until they are fully energized, and then they rotate their heads slightly sideways, and then just Pac-Man their way across the grass, eating anything that falls into their mouth.
Lovely.
It's quite funny to watch, actually. I still have that one that likes to come visit inside of my screened-in patio. So I've stopped capturing him and throwing him out, as I used to just jump on him, chuck him out the back. But I've since just kind of left him there and gave him some lettuce. Yeah,
my parents recently purchased a property in Florida, and they have some pet iguanas as well.
They're just kind of there all over the place.
Yeah, they set off the motion cameras, so
that's right. They are big enough.
Actively named one of them Motion.
Oh no.
They get an alert on their phone every time, and it's like, yes, Motion, there he is again.
What is it? The chat has unofficially named one of my iguanas Dawn, because, that's my iguana Dawn.
Ah, yes.
I love that name. It's beautiful. It's a perfect name.
That's
I wouldn't
nice.
have it any other way.
Alrighty, well, there is the timer.
And there we have it. Alex coming in with the victory, knocking Taichu out of the match.
Alex moving on to fight whoever wins the next match. Speaking of, it's you.
Oh gosh, I'm against Noah as well. Oh, this is not going to end well. This is not going to end
rough.
well. I am wholly unsatisfied with my AI. Just because I know you know how this is created. I recorded it in the last 30 minutes before the deadline in one take.
Ah, yes.
So
Like
there
a
are
true
going
AI
to be so many things that are going to go wrong, and I have no idea what any of them are.
Yeah, it could be rough. Alrighty, well, Kronk is getting things up for us. Let's take a look at the philosophy here. Looks like Noah made one for us, and he says, I like nukes. I also like not dying. This AI fails both by only firing nukes 69% of the time. Nice. And Softlock's more than Eaton has been reminded of his AI killing himself last tournament. Let's hope we can get out of the round one, boys.
Oh no. Well, looks like
interesting.
we are evenly matched then, as I have about the same. So while my AI was recorded in one take at the last 30 minutes, I did spend about 2 days working on it. About an hour before the deadline, I had my first success of an AI that did not softlock itself before the 3-minute mark. Then I realized after it had managed to survive that long, that the strategy that I had gone with was just self-defeating. So I decided to rewrite everything, and that's how I came up with the last 30 minutes AI. Just, all right, completely new strategy from scratch, one take, I got 30, let's do this. One take and uploaded, and that's all there is to it.
Welcome to the experience of making an AI for the tournament.
Yeah, you know, the worst part about it is I had an entire 2 weeks to do it, and I just didn't. I did other things and completely didn't think about it, and I have no excuse. I am extremely disappointed in myself, especially considering that I wanted to have a very well thought out AI for this, because actually this is a lot of fun. Like, we've seen this before. I've done streams where I make AI live on stream and pit it against other players. It's a lot of fun to make AIs, especially in a tournament like this. Like, come on. And I am so angry with myself that I didn't spend more time on this.
I think the one I participated in, I tried to like write stuff down and like write an order. I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? Let's think about this. But I was like, let's just wait until last second and do it. I'm sure it'll work, or don't.
All right, it looks like we are good to go here, so let's do this.
Alrighty.
And we are off. Here on the left-hand side, we have Noah. And on the right-hand side, we have me, Incursus, here to take names and fill the air with ballistics.
Ah, yes.
Looks like both players, starting with economy. We'll see how quickly that changes.
Noah going heavily for the first 2 mines to get those the quad mines down there, right off the bait, right out of the gate.
Indeed. Is he selling off of one of those nodes? Oh, I see what he's doing here. The vanilla nodes could be a little bit awkwardly placed on this, so I don't blame him for selling that off. I thought about it as well.
Yeah, I usually do a bit of reorganizing on this match. Make some longer braces, usually either 3 or 4 length.
Yes. So
it is an awkward base. That's for sure.
I like this. I like this expansion for out of their top. That is very light and easy and not expensive, and that makes me happy to see. I was looking for something like that, and everything I came up with was just not cheap.
Yeah. Only way to make that cheaper probably would be using ropes, but ropes are
Yeah,
probably
AI
finicky
does
with
not.
AIs, I can't imagine.
Yeah, AI does not like ropes. It does not like ropes at all.
I find it interesting we haven't seen buzzsaws yet. Although, well, I guess not really. I've heard they don't like to fire at metal, or they like to fire at metal.
So buzzsaws follow the same they follow the same firing logic as all the other weapons in that they fire at devices and other opponent weapons, which 99 out of 100 times means they're splashing onto your doors or just directly onto devices which are not wood and therefore take trivial amounts of damage. So buzzsaws are not great from the AI's perspective.
Uh-oh. Looks like Noah has an exposed mine here on his
He
bottom
does.
base and his top base as well, actually.
More importantly, he's got an exposed gunner, which is just getting sniped over and over and over again. Now, I don't think that's going to be enough to soft lock, but it will severely hamper progress of Noah's lower base.
Yeah, I need some like dun 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 sound effect for every time we say exposed gunner.
Dun dun dun.
Stream. Because it really is the scariest thing, honestly.
It is, and it's a problem. But we have 5 swarm missile launchers coming out of Noah's AI, scattered about top and bottom bases. And Incursus is going for mortars, which I suppose should not be a surprise to people at this point.
Yeah, that's fair. I like the door on the doors on the bottom mortars, as they could be susceptible to getting sniped.
Yeah, that's an issue I encountered. Anytime there was a sniper in existence on the top base, the bottom mortars would just fail to exist. So I'm like, how do I solve this problem? Could I do big wood? My first strategy for that was big wood, but big wood did not work because the mortars would just shoot themselves. So instead, I just went with doors because AI can handle doors pretty well. And that's really all there is to that.
Unfortunately, it looks like you don't have any AA yet.
Yeah, no, this is
be a problem with the incoming nukes.
probably going to end very quickly here. Was definitely banking on taking map control with a firm timing of a singular large launch of mortars. Clearly has not succeeded. Just as an aside, I did, for my own personal enjoyment, go and try out some of these AIs against mine, and I actually beat a surprising amount of them. I did not try against Noah's. I don't know if Noah actually made it publicly available like a lot of the other guys. I do not foresee my AI beating this. I'm not aware of anything that my AI will do which can beat this. So this is probably going to be the end here in round about 30 seconds.
Yeah, once those nukes get out, unfortunately, AIs also can't just spam build and just go, nukes incoming, what do we do?
Yeah.
They just kind of go like, fire weapons.
Yep. And the only thing that's going to delay my inevitable demise is the lack of firing of those swarm missiles. But he's getting energy production and batteries, so that's a limited time.
Yeah, as
He's
Noah
solving that
scientifically
problem.
stated, his nukes only fire 69% of the time. So hopefully you'll get lucky.
Yeah, it's possible. That is another problem. That's actually one of the reasons I didn't want to go nukes, because the AI is actually not all that great at using them. They don't like to fire all the time.
The targeting is rough.
Yeah, the nukes won't fire. Yeah, it's a little bit rough, because the problem with nukes is that they are more expensive to fire than most things you can do. So the AI will prioritize building wood, building turbines, just about anything else over nukes. So if you want your nukes to fire, you kind of have to stop building at the 4-minute mark and never build anything ever again.
Yeah.
Or you have to get such an overwhelming amount of income that the nukes are able to make up for it. Conveniently taking down his own nuke. Yes, but it looks like Noah has managed to get enough income here with these turbines that the nukes will be able to fire, just due to raw income outpacing the amount of building he's doing. And that nuke should land. And it looks like it's going to land in a very expensive spot. Yep, that's going to leave exposed mortars and turbines. And there's not going to be much my base can do about that. So he's just going to lose all the mortars, and with it, any hope of my AI coming back in this. As
Yeah,
they,
unfortunately, the AI does prioritize repairing rather than rebuilding. So even if you were to strategically not repair in the moment as a player, the AI does not care.
indeed.
It just repairs anyway. Using quite a bit of metal and energy in the process. So rebuilding becomes even harder.
Exactly. Now, there is going to be... No, I don't foresee anything else changing here. I think that's just going to be it. Those nukes are going to land again, and it's just going to spiral my AI out of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like those mortars are not going to be able to get through enough to do damage, at least. There's the random kind of random shot that gets through there.
Yeah, I do have enough
Not enough.
mortars to cause the machine gunners to overheat. Oh, critical hit! The gunner's overheated, and in goes a mortar, landing on the batteries. Unfortunately, that's not going to defeat the AI, as that was a very clean explosion, allowing the AI to simply rebuild. And with it... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no! There's a node there! It's not going to be able to reclaim the entire front section of the base because there's a node there, and it's trying to build a new base rather than connect to an existing one, and therefore will never rebuild. Noah's top base is now soft locked forever. It will never expand below or forward. Now, it still does have access to these missiles, so it can still fire, it can still get damage done, but it's in a rough spot. It is in a very rough spot right now, from its brain perspective.
Yeah, RNGs is kind of giving you all the chances here you can get a Incursus.
Yeah, get a few more mortars added on, and it's... I speed ran building this in like 15 minutes, both bases. Oh no.
Wow.
Without the additional gunner battery from the forward section, it's too much. The mortars are actually overwhelming his point defense, and they're landing shots. I was banking on this happening at the 3.5 minute mark, not the 10-minute mark, or the 9-minute mark.
Nuke coming out of Noah's bottom base here.
Could do some serious damage.
Ooh.
It does not.
Hits top base, that I believe armor. Not getting to the core.
Oh no.
It would be interesting if you had the ability to choose the commander the AI uses, so we could use commanders in the tournament.
That would be interesting.
Would be interesting to see. Possibly some barrel placement, especially on a map like this. Usually, if you get far enough along, you can use barrels to stop the disconnecting of the extrusions, which is common with buzzsaws in regular matches.
Oh, damage has been done to my core, which means when the timer expires in 5 minutes, Noah will be victorious.
Indeed. However, Noah does not have that much protection above his cores, only in front of. So if a few mortars can land on the same spot, it possibly could do some splash damage to chip away at a core.
That's asking a lot considering the amount of anti-air out of Noah here.
Yeah, very true. You'll need another good shot there.
Oof. My poor AI is trying so hard. It's just not doing anything. This is a surprisingly suspenseful match. I did not expect this to go as evenly as it has.
Very well matched against each other. The AIs here. Ooh, a lot of shots coming in.
Oh, and onto the batteries. Almost another massive explosion again. Those batteries are at a questionable position.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It looks like your bottom base, despite having upgraded mines,
oh, there
is
it goes
still
again.
Out of metal quite often. Oh,
yeah,
there it goes again.
Mortars are expensive. Mortars are very expensive. And also, it's taking a lot of hits from those swarm missiles down below. Which is kind of difficult for it to handle. Uh-oh. Noah's top base has taken heavy hits. Next couple hits that make it through can deal direct core damage, which...
Oh, very nearly.
Oof. And there's a lot of mortars coming out of top base now.
Yeah, there are.
And
Bottom
the
is still
point
expanding.
defenses, they're off. Oh, ho, ho, they were overheated there for a moment. They're just
Man,
in a-
mortars, even when they get shot down, it's still quite satisfying to see all the gunners just kind of come in at once and just take them all out.
Yes.
It is. Mortars are just satisfying in general. I'll be honest, hitting or not, it's very, very interesting to see.
This is
Oh.
one match, and I'm going to be sad that ends on the timer. It is close
yeah.
enough. It is just close enough.
I think what keeps happening is Noah's building a battery on his bridge there, which keeps getting taken out by the mortars incoming from your bases. So
Indeed.
it keeps basically doing enough splash damage and disconnecting the fort to really do a lot of damage there.
That is exactly what's happening. And it actually looks like my AI, amazingly, is coming out on top of this exchange.
Looks like it.
Oh, there's
Jesus.
so many mortars.
Oh god, there's so many.
Oh, jeez. This is... I like mortars. Have I mentioned that I like mortars before?
Yeah, the one of the best bulk weapons, all firing differently at different times. It's very satisfying.
I just want the AI to hit the top base. I just want the AI to hit the top base.
Oh, it's getting
Just
so
please
close.
target. It's so vulnerable.
Interestingly enough, each base has pretty much max energy, so you're not having any energy issues.
Yeah, no, it's metal
Mortar's getting
issues.
close. Yeah. Looking to see if any base gets any more mines, expands at this point.
No. Oh! Oh! It nailed
Oh my
it!
gosh.
One core has been eliminated. That puts Noah at the 14-minute mark, set to lose this match. And now, this might actually be the end of the core. Now all these mortars are going to focus fire at a single point. There's not enough point defense.
God.
This is going to be...
Yeah, this is not enough.
It's going to... We can already see them overheating. But, oh, no.
1 minute left. Can you do it?
This is going to spiral quickly. We can already see a couple of hits landing. The overheats, more hits landing. This might actually end in the next 45 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
And they're doing so much. The point defense is holding on. Oh my lord.
It's such a cool battle of back and forth.
Oh, almost directly to the core. It has been dug away.
That nuke might have,
Oh, that's gonna
might have
do it.
held off the amount of
Yep.
damage.
Oh!
They just shot through
Oh!
and again.
Boom!
Wow.
Noah goes down.
Outstanding.
Oh, in the last seconds. 15 seconds remaining. And the mortars come out on top. I'm sorry, that felt good. I'm sorry, that
My
felt
gosh.
good. I know I'm disappointed in my AI, but that felt very good. Oh,
Well, very well
no.
played.
Oh, jeez.
I believe both of those, I think the singular mortar killed both of the cores. There was 0 chip damage before that.
Yeah.
It just instantly killed the cores.
Yeah, the heavy mortars do a lot of damage.
Yeah, they do. I wonder if there's any buff to devices.
I don't believe so, no. That's just incendiary mortars.
All right. Heavy mortars, just one-shot cores. Nice. That's very interesting. Jeez. Very, very good, well-placed shots by the AI there.
Oh, jeez. So that was mostly RNG. I would credit the victory for that. The RNG of Alex not firing weapons, and then obviously the mortars are just mostly RNG weapons, or primarily RNG, more RNG than not. But like, whew, that one was exciting. I really hope my AI faces off against the other mortar AI, Von Eagles. But we would have to get to the finals for that, and that's.
Yes,
I don't
indeed.
think that's going to happen.
Next up, you're fighting Alex. So that should be an interesting matchup.
Oh yes, yes.
But in
indeed.
the more near future, we have Etan versus 11 in the next matchup.
Indeed.
Let's take a look at their philosophies here. I think Etan made a nice, very official philosophy here.
How dare
here
you?
he is. Official philosophy. My AI is literally poggers. Lovely.
There we go.
And then 11. Let's see if he made one. I'll have to find that here. Oh, he did, but it's in. Oh, it's interesting. All the way on the top. Looks like he made a nice little image for this. The nuclear test of our third battle failed. Overheating of the reactor. Instability of oxygen reserves. Defective materials. Seeing this result, blank, of VNR Industries asked me to start to review the basics of our forts. In the fourth battle, we will be able to assess the level of adaptation, that a simple strategy can address. These results will be used for the future fifth battle. And then some random number, dates and times, I'm guessing. Interesting.
Interesting. Well then, let's do this, shall we?
Much more of the lore side rather than the actual strategy going on.
I am okay with this.
Except for E10s. Not sure what's going on there.
Well, I do want to give a quick
Although I've
shout out.
heard some interesting things about his AI.
Oh, we can only. I'm sure we'll see it here in a moment.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Alrighty.
And
On
we
the
are
left side,
on.
we have Etan's Pogger's AI, as he likes to call it. Oh God. And on the right, we have Lavin. Oh. This is interesting.
Already kicking things off, are we?
Yeah, it looks like it, with the early expansion.
That's a different way of expanding that I've seen, and I don't know that I like it.
It's interesting to see people be able to let go and just expand how they want without being afraid of buzzsaws, as they're not really as very prevalent in this game mode.
Indeed. Yeah, I don't. I'm curious. I do want to see if anyone ever built buzzsaws just to see how that. Just to get the RNG chance that it fires at something weird and actually hits wood.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens since we haven't seen it yet. I've never been tested actually.
Yeah, I did some brief testing. It's bad. It's really bad.
That's fair.
I am not surprised to see that there are no buzzsaws at all.
Looks like mortars from Lavin's upper AI. Not sure what's happening in not Mateo's Etan's AI yet. No tech even, so not much to theorize about.
Well, we do see mortars. We do see big wood coming out of Etan here. But we already have mortars out for Lavin, and Etan hasn't even begun to. Oh no, he's selling.
Uh-oh.
He's doing a restructure right now. Oh no,
Yeah.
restructure at like
Could
the 2.5 minute mark. Oh no, the mortars are already here. The machine gunners are being added, but is it too little, too late?
Possibly. If the AI does target those exposed machine gunners, they will not be able to survive and possibly soft lock, but there's a lot of targets on the field right now, including
Yes.
that core. Which is already at 89%. Oof. Oh wow. That gunner finished just at the right time to shoot down that mortar.
Cutting it real close. AP sniper out of Lavin's lower AI.
Interesting gunner placement from E10 here. For the from the bottom base here. Very protected, very defended.
Oh no, that might be the soft lock right there.
Uh-oh. Looks like E10 might not have prepared for an AP sniper already. Ooh.
Yep. I don't think it's going to be a soft lock because Lavin only has one AP sniper firing at it, but that's gonna
It
be
will
rough.
a nice casual 100 metal spent every time. it decides to fire. So exponentially better for Lavin as it keeps shooting those snipers. Luckily for E10, he put double doors on his seemingly flax on his upper base, so they can't be AP sniped right out the bat.
Wonder if he's probably gonna upgrade the shotguns then if he's expended it. Yeah, if he's expending on double doors. Oof, that hurts.
Interesting.
Oh!
That he doesn't do small. Oh.
The EMP gets door sniped, shutting it down. Nice.
Oof. Good shot. I do find it interesting that Ethan is not using small doors for those the shotguns that are shooting down the mortars. Although I guess it's not as interesting because you need a kind of a bigger angle on this map.
Yeah, I don't.
And the AI has trouble with small doors, so probably some testing went into that.
Yes, especially on spread fire weapons with a spread or a pretty high margin for error. The AI will fire the moment it has like a laser line of sight, and for a weapon that can deviate from that perfect line, it will absolutely shoot its own doors off almost every time.
Oh yeah,
consistently. Rockets, lasers. Actually, lasers just because the AI will close the door while the laser beam is still firing. Shotguns. So you gotta have
Don't try that at home.
yeah, you gotta have a bigger door, otherwise it kind of causes some issues.
Yeah. It is interesting though. I have never seen or I don't think I've seen the shotgun fire at anything further than max range. So it's all the projectiles are slightly more clumped in together, rather than far apart. I'm wondering if the AI does anything different, or if it only does that.
It's a good question. I probably, honestly, I hope it only does the tightest spread because it's perfectly accurate and it's never going to miss anyways. So
True.
it doesn't need the handicap of scattering more.
Yeah, usually the reason you'd fire very wide like that with the shotguns is to get rid of AA, which the AI doesn't really know how to do. So that whole functionality is kind of useless at this point.
But it is trying to take out those turbines, which are upgraded, which is a brave move.
Yeah, I guess nothing else to fire at. Nothing else super exposed on Lavin's side. Everything's kind of tight and bottled up. I've only just now noticed that he only has 2 mines, Lavin does, on his bottom AI. Kind of constricting it.
I wonder. Those look like they have line of sight from the shotguns. I'm kind of surprised the shotguns haven't taken advantage of that.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there were maybe 3 there and then 1 got taken out. I didn't notice 1 dying, but I probably missed it. It happened. Ooh. Very nice flak positioning from E10 here. In his upper base. Those can really fire everywhere in that middle range kind of area, defending the entirety of the top base from mortars or anything nuke-wise coming up there. Swarm's getting through. Not much AA on the field to really stop it, unfortunately for Lavin here.
Oh, I mean, Eaton's he's played it safe, and unfortunately, he doesn't really have the eco to maintain. He's doing the same thing. He's doing the same thing with the batteries behind the big wood.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah, no, the moment those nukes can fire or are fired, it's going to be a very good time for Eaton here.
Yeah, looks like he might have that timing down a bit faster for the nukes to be able to fire sooner than later, which is definitely a plus. Second those weapons are ready, you want them to fire. The longer they sit there, the longer they're doing nothing and wasting time.
Indeed, that's one thing I've noticed. Getting too many swarm missiles or nukes just means the AI won't use them.
Yeah, I've had that problem in the past testing AIs. You get the weapons really quickly, but you realize that because you're not firing the weapon, so it's not exactly on the top of your mind. You have to kind of get a different mindset when programming AIs. You have to think about firing and how much it'll cost and how much they can really do realistically.
One thing I've actually played around with is going swarm missiles nukes, and then out of nowhere, just putting down a factory or a munitions plant, because the AI will attempt to... Oh, well, there we go. First nuke launches. And Labin has no defense, so Eaton just kind of blows up Labin's lower AI. And that's one down.
Indeed.
And...
Oh my gosh, the dust can't even clear from the shock or the sandbags, and then they get replaced instantly. There's just a new one there.
It is same tick replacement, or I think next tick replacement. It is instantaneous. Yeah, as
these AIs.
As I was saying, what you could do is, as a missile rusher, you can place down a factory or a munitions plant, and the AI, once it reaches the point where it's supposed to place the factory or munitions plant, will attempt to save up for it, and will not build or do anything else until it saves up for it. However, also, massive missile launch.
Oh, Jesus. I was going to say something, but that extended. Jeez.
There you go. Eaton coming in with an extremely decisive victory.
Wow. Very well played. Eaton moves on to round 2 to meet his next opponent, who will be decided next match.
There we go.
Well then. All right. So next up is Mateo and Killer Grute. That's how you say it. I don't believe Mateo made a philosophy here, but it looks like Killer Grute has. So let's see what he says here. Alrighty. While one base shoots every threat from the sky, the other lets shells rain on our enemies. May our glorious alliance triumph through the harmony between defense and attack. Interesting.
Interesting.
Sounds like he will have one base that is going to be solely for shooting mortars out of the sky. Or shooting anything susceptible to anti-air out of the sky.
Now, looks like we're about good to go here. I do like that Eaton's... So what I was going to say is that you could actually... Something that I played around with is building a super expensive technology. Because what ends up happening is the AI will attempt to build that technology and save up money. But it will keep expending that money every single time it has an opportunity to fire its nukes. So it'll just stop expanding forward until it can save up enough money. And then it never saves up enough money because it's constantly firing its nukes. Now, if something happens, like... you're winning so hard that you save up enough money on top of firing your nukes to actually place the technology, well, congratulations. You're in a very good position. You can safely say, oh, I'm rich and not dying. So therefore, I can actually do some more expansion after that point. So I'll just build a heavy weapons facility, sell it immediately upon building it, and then my AI goes into a new phase where it expands and does more things. And I'll just use that like a gatekeep to expansion phases. It's expensive, but it works.
Yeah.
It's something I
It's a tricky place to get to. Having your AI not kill itself or get soft lock itself. Soft locking doesn't always require an opponent.
Indeed.
Sometimes it just happens depending on how you build your AI. It's interesting. It requires another way of looking at the game, another kind of skill set for the game, making tournaments a bit more interesting.
All right, I think we are good to go here. So let's go ahead and hop right into this next match: Mateo versus Grutze.
Alrighty. On the left side, we have Mateo's base here. And on the right side, we have Killer Grute, opting for the back turbines right off the bat through the bottom. Interesting.
There's so many different ways you can do things on this map. We're building, forward building, over the top, over the bottom. You have two different expansion directions, and this is a very well designed map. Very creative.
Yeah, it allows for a lot of different strategies. Swarm missiles normally reign in usually the biggest, just because of all the abundance of places to build them. But it's very tempting. Usually when I play, it's like, oh, there's so much space. I could do so much.
It really is. It's like, what do you suppose? You have so many decisions to make, and I don't know which decisions to make. It's a real problem, okay?
Yeah, there's definitely an upside of forts though. Decision making, it's definitely very key. Really change the tide of the entire map with one decision.
Mm-hmm.
Early on or later in the game. Munitions plant up from top base on Killer Grute's side. Looking like heavy weapons. Oh, wait a minute.
Interesting.
I just realized his philosophy says rain shells from the sky. And I heard some chatter about a tier 3ing AI.
I have not seen a tier 3 AI actually work. It doesn't handle the whole artillery trajectory very well.
Yeah, I have not seen it either. Actually, I did see a GIF from Kronk, I think, once, or maybe it was Felix. I know it was a very lucky shot. It just randomly shot and then hit the base and killed it.
There was Lance and Shield.
Oh, it was Lance and Shield. All right. Makes
Okay,
sense.
interesting. Curious. Because like, if an AI could actually do tier 3s, that would be a legitimate strategy, I think. More so than in any regular human match. Like, it may actually be powerful enough to be a legitimate strategy. I've just not been able to see it work.
Yeah, I think it was in the Forts Discord a while back now, but it was just a very lucky shot. It's not a viable strategy, much like regular tier 3s in a professional match.
Okay. This raining cannons from the sky could just mean I'm going to build up and then build cannons. Yeah, these are standard horizontal cannons.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, sad, but understandable.
Indeed. It makes sense. Now, I don't think... Yeah, Mateo here doesn't have the trio of snipers, so he can't invalidate the cannon's existence.
Mm.
So remember, 3 snipers will door snipe a cannon every single time it fires. So that's something that will be an issue for some of these cannon persons, if there is enough snipers on the other side of the field.
Yeah, it looks like Mateo has an exposed armory, possibly from those the bottom snipers on Lavin's base angle. Might have an angle on it.
Yeah, well, it does need 3 snipers, as otherwise the reload time just dictates the cannon will be able to open the door, fire, and then close the door before either of the 2 snipers comes off reload, because it takes 3 hits. Now, if you have 3 snipers, they're ready to go. The moment the door is open, they just insta-gib the cannon. But
yeah. Oh, I was talking about the armory on Mateo's bottom base. It is exposed to the snipers.
Armory, Mateo's
I realized
base.
halfway through that, I'm like, oh wait, I think we're talking about 2 different things.
Oh yes, I see what you're saying. Is that actually exposed?
I think if you zoom in, it looks like it has an angle, but it doesn't look like it's firing at it.
Yeah.
This might be too small of an angle, or just doesn't want to shoot it.
The machine gunner apparently has an angle because the machine gunner's shooting at it and hitting it, but I don't think the sniper does. Oh, tiny doors from Killer Grute here. On his top base for his cannons. Very risky indeed. Oh, firing. And we have a hit.
Ooh. Kills a mine.
It's going to slow things down, but not significantly. Mateo's top base still just going full eco and doing nothing else. Doesn't even have technology.
Speaking of his top base, he's expanding quite a bit. I'm not sure what's going up there, but it's just a lot of expansion.
It's got an upgrade center first.
I wonder... Oh, that looks like there is stuff going up there. I was going to say, I wonder if it's just more stuff for possible buzzsaws or weapons to shoot at that shoot at background bracing. Just in case. But I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Is this going to
be mass sniper? Is this going to be mass snipers? Like mass AP snipers?
Although I'm seeing a shot on Killer Grute's top base here that keeps hitting that lower battery under his turbines. Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Doing damage.
It's a very difficult shot to make, but it can be made.
Hmm.
More importantly, there are now 3 snipers available for Team 1's top base, which can just kind of door snipe the cannons whenever they fire. So we may see these cannons for Grutze here just kind of cease to exist very quickly. I'm curious to see when that's going to happen.
Yeah. It looks like, unfortunately for Grute's bottom base, those flaks that were usually down there are exposed to the top, really top snipers. Oof, that's rough. Those top snipers are incredibly overpowered. Shooting at pretty much everything that normally can't be shot at.
Yes, they are. Here the cannons are... Oh, no, the cannons are having a hard time with their AI. Their targeting is dictating that they should shoot something they don't have line of sight of. So they're opening the doors and closing without firing. There's a cannon. There's a snipe. Not quite enough.
Not quite, yeah.
But it was
Playing more
close.
mines, though. Setting back Team 1 player 2. Top base there. In the metal department.
Ah, and that was one of the starter mines, so that will not be replaced.
Ah. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize it would replace those.
Curious.
Indeed. Look at all the flax from Mateo, his bottom base. My gosh.
I know, seriously. He
That
was
is, quite a
definitely
bit.
expecting missiles of a kind.
Yeah.
There are none here in this match.
No. These AIs got kind of pitted against each other very well, I'd say, for at least for Killer Grute. Normally, the strategy would not be able to thrive as well as it is with early aggression, as we've seen before.
Mm-hmm. I would think mortars would do terrible, terrible things to Grutze here.
Yeah, horrible.
As would snipers, to be honest. Oh, but there's so many open at once that they just split their fire instead of all targeting the same one.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, it's about okay now because Mateo has upgraded all of these to AP snipers, which don't have the rate of fire necessary to really take out these cannons. It's just a matter of time before these cannons decide to fire at a target.
Very true. That battery's still getting fired at with the sniper from Mateo's bottom base. Just barely has the angle. Oh. Jeez.
Wait a minute, that did rebuild that. I thought it wouldn't rebuild. Okay, I am wrong. It did rebuild the mine.
I'm wondering if that's like a separate kind of whole command thing that it rebuilds anything that's missing that it started out with.
Maybe.
Well, I guess that's probably for the whole AI and the campaign part, because that would be kind of overpowered if you could just kill things that started out with and then never rebuilt them.
Yeah, that is true. I should have... Huh, interesting.
Oh, looks like finally Mateo's strategy is revealed here, at least for his top base. Munitions plant coming out.
It is cannons then. That's... Is that possible at this point? There's only about 5 minutes left.
remaining.
Like that's cutting it real close.
Yeah, he definitely waits a long time, valuing survivability over really offensiveness.
Curious.
Opting for more flak. Something really hurt Mateo here. I'm guessing that all the mortars and the nukes in this map. My gosh.
Both sides, I think. Both sides,
Yeah.
I think.
Really leaving no stone unturned. Like, a bird flies 2 miles away. It'll be shot down.
Indeed. We have cannons coming out. A rare miss from the AI, slamming into nothing.
Yeah. Going for the
Cannon going
core.
straight for the core.
Everyone still has 100% health on their reactors here, so it would go down to just damage overall, which I'm guessing Killer Grute would definitely win here
I think
with
so.
his cannons. Ooh.
Unless something changes drastically when
Oh,
Mateo's
interesting.
cannons come out.
Yeah, he is placing at least one so far on his top or upper base.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, there's a second. Very interesting. He does have an enormous amount of economy, which you can get on this map and trade for less missiles. However, I'm thinking that those 2 cannons is too little too late for Mateo here.
These are astoundingly large bases for the amount of damage output that either side is fielding.
Ooh. I've also just noticed the howitzers kind of hidden away.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
bad. That is very bad. The
Yeah.
AI managed to recover it, but with that kind of deformation, that is potentially soft locking it right there.
It's rough. Might have been even better if it just kind of collapsed and then rebuilt entirely.
Yes. Even if it costs him the cannon. Well, I mean, I guess at this point it
Yeah.
doesn't really matter. If he has to rebuild the cannons,
True.
it's never going to fire. But, yikes.
Yeah, those... Ooh. Seems like those gunners are... Well, not like them, I guess.
I mean, they're vulnerable to get shot, so why not?
True. Man, the sniper wars. Everything the AI does is so satisfying. Oh. Yeah, those howitzers are very nearly finishing up quickly. Oh.
Those cannons are doing real damage now.
Yeah. Top base is gonna have a hard time getting any more cannons up there. I'm guessing there's a third meant to go up there.
Yeah, I don't know if the AI can... I don't even know if that's buildable anymore. That's probably...
It
yeah.
looks like there's a flat brace in there, but
I don't think
I don't know.
I think that's just going to be too much of a mess. The AI is probably not going to be able to handle that.
yeah. We'll have to see once it gets enough metal to actually be able to build it. Ooh. Oh! Oh my gosh.
And there it goes.
Yeah. That was like a minuscule amount of door openness.
Yeah, welcome to the AI where they nail their shots every time. These howitzers are online now, so I'm curious to see, oh, well, they are currently blocked off, so they are hard-walled in. They
Uh-oh.
cannot fire. Oh, that's changing. That
There you
is way too conveniently timed. That is not planned.
Yep. These streams are obviously scripted.
Oh no.
It really does seem like it sometimes, doesn't it?
It does. But the howitzer could do some real damage, assuming it ever targets something it could actually shoot at, which is not a good assumption.
That's quite a bit of information up there on top base.
And there it goes.
What?
Direct hit to the core. Remember, howitzers
Ow.
cut through several struts of wood, and there was nothing but wood in front of that base. So
Jeez.
that could happen. And there we go. One howitzer shot to win it. The joy of wood spam is not all that good at defending against the heavy weapons. With 1 minute left.
Oh. Cannon's doing a lot of chip damage, but not to the core, just kind of in general.
Mm-hmm. And at this point, chip damage is not enough. Grutze needs to land those cannon shells onto the core in order to even this up. And we've got 40 seconds left. That's good. The cannons will come off cooldown. It's just a matter of whether or not the AI will decide to use them. Which is... It's trying. You
boy.
can see them looking around, but they're not actually picking a target.
Gonna be cutting it very close if he can make it.
Mm-hmm.
Mateo's defended his base as well.
The cannon's still trying to fire. They have 20 seconds to pick a target, and they are utterly failing to
God.
do so.
Has max resources as well. Still not firing. Can fire 3 of those cannons or 4 of those cannons at once.
It can
God.
straight up remove Mateo's top core, but
No.
it decides now is not the time.
Oh, sad.
With that, Mateo takes the victory.
Very well played.
Turn of events, I did not see Mateo actually dealing some damage in this game at all. With one shot, destroys Grutze's core, and we see them going up.
Yeah, that was definitely entertaining.
Absolutely.
Mateo going much more into the late game of things rather than rather than right into it. And now we go back up to the top of the bracket with Narf and oh god, Phantasmagoria. Both. I noticed kind of a pattern. The top of the bracket is a bit more angry, a bit more offensive,
Aggressive.
Yeah. Just kind of like very early game, just kill. But the lower bracket is a bit more kind of wait, defend a little bit more. It'll be interesting to see them go against each other. They're kind of perfect counters to each other.
Yeah, I am interested to see how that's going to work out, but I guess that is why we are here. As who comes out on top in these exciting matches. The bracket was completely randomized before the tournament started, so we have no idea when we were making these who we were facing off against first, because otherwise we could try to say, well, I can't determine who I'm going to fight in every match, but I know who I'm going to fight the first match, so I could write my AI to defeat that player in particular. That could not happen because of the randomization.
Yeah. Kronk definitely doesn't accept bribes.
No, and I applaud him for this. Yes. Looks like we are good, almost good to go.
Looks like it. I'm going to ready up here and go. I've drank barely any water today, but I still, of course, need to use the bathroom. So I will be back in a moment.
All right. Quick bio break. I know I'm facing Incursus. Let's prepare for mortars. Yes, exactly. That kind of shenanigan. Yes. How many rounds did you miss? Well, we've just finished up all the round of 16 matches, so we're going on to the round of 8 now. Narf versus Phantasmagorias. I really like Narf's AI. It's very, I'd use the word ballsy. It's very risky. It's very aggressive. Definitely rash and dangerously so. Makes it exciting. Ballsy, get it? Hey. Yeah. Because we're playing on the map Balls. Balls 2v2, the AI. How hard would it be to get an AI to build and aim an accelerator? It could not. The AI does not comprehend such science. Alas, it is what it is.
Hello there.
Welcome back.
Thank you. We haven't started yet?
No, we're just gonna get started now, though.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for waiting.
All right. Time's up. Let's do this. All right. Is no one gonna reply? Okay. Well, I'm just going to go. And we are going. Here we go.
On the left side, we have Narf, and on the right side, we have, oh god, why do I have so much trouble with this? Phantasmagoria. I always try to, I keep trying to read it from like like the little tiny preview screen on my my window for OBS, and I'm like, I don't know why I keep doing this. I should just tab over to the actual challenge and
Have
just
it
read
actually there to read.
Yeah.
That would be
I'm
wise.
just like squinting across my desk, like what does that say? Oh God.
That's a decision right there.
Oh. Team 1 winning the sniper war off the bat.
I'm not surprised by this. With Narf on the left side, he's going to have a great many snipers. However, right side, Fantas has got doored snipers, which is going to make a huge difference. And more importantly, he's got them out before Narf has his exposed snipers being placed. Which means while Narf's doored sniper here with its smaller door has the advantage versus the other doored snipers. As you can see here, he is winning those exchange. That could change very quickly once Narf starts getting his his fully exposed snipers, just for raw suppression power. Additionally, we have Fantas here with the tiny sniper, or the sniper down here, that can only aim up with the tinier door. So this may be one of the harder counters you can get to Narf with his snipers here, which is going to be an experience.
Yeah, definitely gonna be an enthralling match here. Both AIs pitted up against each other with similar strategies, at least in the early game.
The exposed snipers are now exposed and immediately obliterated. They get one shot off before being taken out. Those are going to be replaced. And then immediately destroyed by the tiny door sniper here. So Narf's top AI is likely soft locked. Gonna be locked
looks
behind
like it.
building those forever. Actually, it seems to not be entirely soft locked. I think there's just enough targets that it's not quite enough, but it's going to be close, and it's certainly going to be slowed down to a point where it's not going to be a serious factor in this match until something changes, I suspect.
Kind of going back to that whole thing about the AI targeting the middle of the hitbox of something. With that sniper having the angled door so high up, those snipers might have a tough time hitting that sniper, as they're going to hit the middle of that armor piece rather than the door. May have found an unkillable sniper, or at least from direct fire sniping. Definitely will be difficult for Narf to deal with in this situation here, as it has free reign to just kind of kill all those snipers there. Ooh. Oh my gosh.
It's brutal.
Yeah, they all have that one shot. Jeez. That could be rough. Keeps placing those gunners. Uh-oh.
This has actually managed to turn around. Just the suppression from the exposed snipers is actually enough. He's not able to, despite having the doored snipers, he's not able to overwhelm it. Like, it's super cost efficient. And this one doored sniper here for Fantas is cleaning them up, but it doesn't have the rate of fire to clean up all of them. It's able to keep 2 of them suppressed, and that's about it. And so the other 7 or 8 are just wrecking havoc everywhere.
Indeed.
Oh no, and he loses the
Sniper
doored
dies.
sniper.
Ooh,
That's going to delay
that
it
was
even
kind of
further.
his saving grace right there.
Yeah, that was the one thing keeping Narf at bay, keeping him slow. But now we're going to see Narf's top base start to expand further, and that's going to be a real problem for Fanta here.
Those swarm missiles from Fanta's base here are also exposed
Yes,
to those snipers.
yes, they are.
That could be rough. Those are costly to replace and repair.
I think so is the mortar as well. Is it? It might be. I don't think it is.
I think it. Oh no, it has a. Looks like it has a solid
Yeah.
brace. Directly in front of it, there's a little solid brace, but I'm not sure what that's there for. I don't know. I have to break out my ruler.
The first swarm missiles have been launched by both sides. Narf's anti-air helping, but not quite enough.
The snipers probably could take more out of the gunners at this point.
Yeah, actually, that might be a thing.
Interestingly enough, the snipers costing 100 metal each to put down has delayed Narf a slight bit in the weapons department. Although the snipers are obviously paying their dragging their weight,
Paying for themselves for sure.
Kind of there. Indeed. As long as you suppression is really kind of the big thing in this game mode here with the AI. Suppression is all you can really do.
Mm-hmm. They are actually probably going to kill this sandbag with raw sniper power.
I was just noticing that they're all firing at the one sandbag. Oh my god. Jeez.
I've never seen a sandbag suffer from a firing squad before. Uh-oh. Swarm missiles make it. Massive damage. That's what, 5-6 snipers destroyed? Including
600 metal right there.
Including an upgraded AP sniper.
Oof, it's rough.
That hurts.
Definitely a big weakness of this strategy here. Ooh, the mortar fired perfectly. Although the shot was subpar.
The firing squad is being rebuilt. And the swarm missiles are targeting that location again. Unless Narf shoots all these missiles down.
Oh, looks like it's gonna be rough again.
Only one. Only one. It's not so bad.
Oh, I just realized that mine on Narf's top base is exposed, but I don't think the snipers care too much about it, seemingly at this point.
There's so many different targets, including the sandbags. Nuke going very far low. Looks like Fantas prepared for that.
Looks like it. Those door gunners are definitely going to help, as they can't really be sniped as easily as they normally would be able to be.
Oh yeah, no, they will absolutely get sniped every time. There's just nothing that has real line of sight on them.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, usually in a game at this point, if this person had this many snipers, you just get a bunch of gunners and then just fire them all at once.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really carry game because they fire everywhere, but and this would be a lot more difficult to do in the simplest of things that normally in a game are so like mundane, but now it's just like, well, can't do that. Doesn't work.
Just with this kind of APM.
A whole other way of thinking about it.
Yes. Yes, for sure. Just one buzzsaw to wipe the snipers away. Unfortunately, buzzsaws do not deal much damage to snipers themselves. And the snipers would tank for the wood, and the wood would not collapse there.
Yeah, snipers usually have a more forward hitbox, so I don't think the ray damage would be far enough in to hit those bracings.
It might be, but I doubt it. I doubt it highly. Nuke.
Oh,
gets shut down.
The nuke.
Snipers is anti-air. The firing squad's still doing firing squad things. I feel bad for Fata's AI up here. Like, it's trying so hard to expand, but those 3 gunners that it has on top are just constantly draining its minerals. That is a soft lock there. Just stuck.
Nuke's coming out again. Those gunners. Uh-oh. Doesn't make it. Yeah, those nukes still getting shut down by the gunners.
And those gunners are actually fairly safe. It's that the snipers on top don't have a whole lot of angle on them.
Yeah, I'm surprised with the amount of angles that those aren't able to hit, or at least the longevity of the lives of those gunners down there.
Yeah, like every time it launches, they get like 1 sniper out of it.
Kind of going into phase 3 here of Narf's AI. The miniguns.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, the miniguns are susceptible to the sniping to the Dwight snipers of Fantas here, but obviously Narf is winning the sniper war a lot harder.
Yeah. Flying Squad is doing quite a bit to
and the minigun is getting involved as well.
Yep. That's gonna definitely hurt. I noticed a big thing in this is very flimsy defenses for a lot of like your gunner trenches and stuff like that above your base. That usually are fine unless they have miniguns or possibly buzzsaws. But like we said, buzzsaws aren't as feasible here. But miniguns kind of just remove all of that and then just allow it to be soft locked for a little bit, delaying it for even longer, which is quite rough. Yep. There go the defenses for the top stuff, and it's gone.
Instantly, the firing squad comes in.
Oh god, the cleanup crew. Ooh, a nuke.
Oh, that could have been really bad if
hitting
it
the
chain
battery.
reacted to those batteries.
Yeah. Oh, nuke going drunk, very far back. Oh,
Almost
hits.
collides on its own base. Almost.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Firing squad sees a little opening in there for the mine. Everything fires at it.
Including the
Oh.
miniguns. And they actually get it.
It's rough. Yeah.
And there's another opening. They're going on to the next one.
Miniguns are quite damaging to pretty much all things eco. Do quite a bit.
You know, at this point, the firing squad has so many different targets to shoot at, they just are firing all over the place, and they're not focusing fire. Drunk nuke.
Ooh.
Gets taken
A
out.
little bit of splash, but not enough.
Even the mortar is landing. Oh, the minigun is alone clearing all the anti-air out of
Jeez.
Fanta's lower base.
It's rough. Big resource sink, that is.
Huge.
Top base doesn't really have anything. It hasn't for a while now. Kind of just an empty husk. Just kind of a target for...
Oh yeah, top base
Dark
has
to
been
shoot at
soft
here.
locked for a long time.
Yeah. You can see both Team 2 AIs are really drained for resources here.
Narf is floating metal because he doesn't have anything left to spend it on.
He's just bragging now. I think his AI might be done.
I
Looks
think
like
it
it's
is,
not
and
expanding anymore.
I actually agree with that. I don't think it should expand more, as every
Yeah.
time it expands, all it's going to do is delay the amount of time it takes for it to fire its weapons.
Very true.
It needs to fire weapons now.
Especially with the energy-hungry nukes. Oh,
hmm
the sniper shot.
It could probably
Oh.
do with another battery, but
Probably.
there's core damage. Officially-
68%. So close.
Yeah. But that does officially put Narf for the...
Oh.
Oh, there it goes. Core eliminated.
Wow. Man, miniguns with AoE damage is like fire beams and plasma lasers. Just rips through.
Yeah. It's...
Doesn't care what you have. Just goes through. Jeez.
I'm expecting the sandbag to get firing squadded now. I'm fully expecting
Yep.
a firing squad.
Or minigun.
Or
That
miniguns.
also is a dangerous thing. Oh. Jeez.
There we go. Narf
GG.
with the victory.
Very well played. Narf moves on to the semifinals.
I'm excited.
Yes, I am very excited. These I'm definitely was expecting Narfs to get very far in this, which will be interesting to see it. At the further an AI goes, that's interesting. The more you get to see it go up against other AIs. I mean, that's how tournaments work. But it's interesting to see all the different strategies go up against each other. Endless combination. Alrighty. Take a look at the brackets here. Up next, we have Mech versus Von Eagle. Should be another interesting match. I'm trying to remember back, or think back when, all those years ago when they played, when they played last. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like sniper spam is definitely the way to go in these matches. Definitely doing something right there.
Yes. All right, looks like we are good to go. You ready?
Looks like it.
All right, let's do this. And off we go. Mech versus Von Eagle. Hello. So here on the left-hand side, we have Mech facing off against his opponent on the right-hand side. It is Von Eagle. Now, Von Eagle, we remembered, is the player who has gone for mass mortaring, turning the sky into a proverbial meteor shower of incendiary explosives. eliminating his opponent not with heavy mortars, but with incendiary mortars. So I'm interested to see if it could pull that off again. I suspect he shall in this one.
Hmm. It's interesting. Normally in the regular tournaments, you get a breather for a second when the match starts. But
Yes.
this is just like bang, 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 bang. Everyone's off.
I'm okay with this. Less
Crazy.
cat herding.
Yeah. True. Less downtime. That's for sure. Yeah, the philosophies fill up some nice time in between. They're nice to see some insight on the AI before they actually go to war. Interesting. I noticed this last time, but it didn't really make much of a difference. Who is this? Von Eagle, I think? Yes. Von Eagle is putting some sandbags in between his gunners there, making them a bit less of an angled, or less able to fire, but much more protected, I think, with those sandbags there.
Yeah, the sandbags are extremely tanky, especially
Yeah.
versus things like mortars. So they are a very good
Von
addition.
Eagle is going to be doing millions.
Oh yeah, and he's already beginning them. They have been placed
Yep.
officially. We'll see how long
Yes,
it takes.
this is the rocket build. All right, I remember now.
Oh right. I suspect this is not going to live very long.
I agree. Rockets do not exactly counter mortars.
No, they can contest. They're like 1-for-1. Rockets or mortars.
Yeah.
They head on evenly. The problem is that just knowing these builds, Von Eagle already has mortars out and firing, and these rockets are not built yet. So one of these teams has an advantage. Additionally, these rockets, as we remember, are designed to only fire at lower base, and lower base is prepared.
I believe in the future he expands and gets rockets, even more rockets to fire at lower base as well.
He does.
Let's see if he makes it to that point, or the mortars, if the mortars will be enough, which it's kind of looking like they will be. 2 gunners from Mech here won't be enough.
He's going to be getting more gunners, as we can see. He's going to get a whole nother line of gunners. But that's already up to 7-8 mortars. What do you
My
even
God.
do against that? Other than just explode. Core damage has been dealt.
Yeah.
It's only 3%, but nonetheless, it's a telling
A
sign.
little bit. Every percent counts. My gosh. Let the satisfaction begin. I'm gonna be interested to see this go up against your AI, Incursus. That'll definitely be a good match.
Yeah, I am as
Mortar to
well.
mortar.
Or against Narf. I think Narf beats this pretty handily, actually. But I am interested
Although
to see.
there isn't much exposed, to be honest.
Well,
It's
Narf
nice about
builds
mortars,
tall.
just
Remember,
arc.
Remember,
Very
Narf
true.
builds the tall snipers on top of the expanded orb, which would have line of sight at least against those like last 4 or 5 mortars, which will soft lock the easily soft lock that.
Yeah, luckily for Narf here, I'm guessing this is on purpose. He used the top base for the mortars, just because they can buy. I'm guessing during testing they got sniped a lot. And,
Yeah.
that ended poorly.
Oh, I'm sure.
Those extra gunners really put in the work. Rockets firing, but having a tough time making it through with those trench gunners down below.
Incendiary mortars. I mean, this is the thing that happened last time. The incendiary mortars really don't do much damage to things that are not exposed weapons. You have to upgrade them to heavy mortars. But in this case, you get enough of them, you can do real damage. And he's planning on getting enough of them.
Yeah, I noticed. Von Eagle's bottom base AI just finished its workshop, so it will soon be getting more mortars. It'll be painful.
We can already see the gunners overheating. This is how it begins.
I can already see tomorrow's headlines: global mortar shortage.
It's only a matter of time before the waters overwhelm.
Yeah, those gunners won't be able to hold forever. Shotguns aren't really able to do much. Kind of have to capitalize on exposed things, but
These players are not building
Improvements.
really exposed things.
yeah, these are very two very well thought out bases. Very immune to soft locking. A lot of defenses in front of those gargantuan amounts of mortars.
Yeah, that would take a long time to dig through that.
Yeah. Something that Narf's miniguns won't be able to dig through if it does make it through that long. Or at least we'll have a harder time.
It does look susceptible to deformation and the AI failing,
Indeed.
but
It's quite chunk.
it is quite thick there.
Oh, mortars finishing up on the lower base, in the lower section, coming in from below.
Those are just exposed, like.
I really do think Von Eagle has made a gem here of an AI. It's
He
very,
has.
very well thought out.
He's definitely playing it risky though, because like any sniper that could see that just ruins that AI forever.
Yeah, true.
You know, these sandbags up here, keeping all these minigunners alive.
Yeah, true. They're really putting in the work. A lot of the mortars have been targeting that one spot. Ooh, smoke launcher. Not enough time to rebuild that. Getting exposed. Ooh, it
And
does.
there it goes. That's gonna cause a problem.
Yeah, it's rough.
So much damage.
My gosh, the mortars.
There's so many of them.
There are. Oh, hitting from below now.
That is such a weird
Uh-oh.
angle to see them coming
That
from.
is yeah, that's a very odd angle. But well, a good one nonetheless. No one really thinks to defend there. On the underbelly of those forts there.
I mean, oh, just
Jesus.
oh, the mortar. It's like a drill coming from above.
It really is. God, every time I see it, it reminds me of the drills in Deep Rock Galactic. Just kind of digging straight through down. Oh, I don't know why, but it just makes me think of that.
And I was playing that game the other day. It really is quite a good game.
It is. It's a nice game to get in and mess around with friends and. I believe it's on Game Pass for Xbox, and I
Oh.
convinced a few of my friends to get it.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's like $1 for like 3 months. They usually do that promotional thing every once in a while. So I figured, hey,
Interesting.
got the whole summer. Why not?
I just want to point out, Von Eagle has gone up to 3 mortar platforms.
Oh my god.
It's beautiful, is what it
Oh.
is.
Yeah,
This makes me so
Oh,
happy.
the lower ones are upgraded now. That's gonna be rough on that lower angle under his core.
There are the heavy
Ooh.
mortars. That's
Yep.
gonna see the end of the game. Heavy
Oh
mortars
my
will
God.
ruin this. Just
Oh.
coming from below.
Ooh, like that. Oh,
And there it goes.
cataclysmic kind of collapse there.
Massive collapse. If only he had like any amount of snipers
Yeah.
to just capitalize on the exposed things.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Those that
Like
gun-
a
is that
force
one gunner?
field. That was the
my
2
God.
gunners.
Jeez.
Like, it's a matter of time,
Yeah.
but that was interesting.
The one sniper below has an angle on the core.
And there it
Oh,
goes.
Not enough. And like a drill.
And there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Death by incendiary mortar. That's beautiful. It's
It really
beautiful.
is. Well, Von Eagle moves on to go against Narf, which will for sure be an interesting match in the semifinals there.
Yes, I am looking forward to that.
Honestly, from now on, there's some very interesting matches coming for you guys
Yeah.
very shortly.
I'm up next. I'm so excited.
Yes. Against Alex.
All right.
Yeah, that should make for some more interesting matches. I'm trying to remember what Alex did for his AI. I would look at the philosophy, but it's just computer broken now. Oh well, we'll get to see very shortly.
Indeed, we will. Want to give a quick shout out to
Also,
those.
shout out to Kronk behind the scenes. He's in the voice chat with us. He's putting this all together and organizing it all and getting the maps done behind the scenes and getting it very seamless. If not, it would take a lot longer. So thank you, Kronk, very much.
Oh yeah, for sure. We can see all of his beautiful work updating the AIs behind the scenes.
All right, Kronk, now back in the basement. No more talking.
I probably spent more time fixing AIs than some people here spent making them.
Oh no. Why do people?
It's rough.
Why don't people test their AI before submitting them? Like, come on, guys. That was sarcasm, by the way. I understand what I have done here. But it looks like we
Yeah.
are good to go. So time's up. Let's do this.
Looks like it.
And we're off.
Alrighty, on the left side here we have Alex, and going up against this. I don't know. I've never heard of this guy before. A random guy, new to the Forts community probably. Project Incursus. I think I'm saying that right.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him. Well, always welcome to see new faces here.
I had someone go around and calling me Incubus the other day, which, don't get me wrong, sounds exciting. But
Yes,
I
interesting.
I would think, I still find it funny how difficult people find it to
Yeah, I've seen a
say
lot of
my name.
variation of your
like,
your tag
why?
going around there.
All right, so if I recall correctly, Alex had a top base that did a sniper platform and a bottom base that was mildly aggressive.
Yeah, all I can remember when I think of his AI is the sandbag turbine thing. Oh.
Which seems to be utterly failing, as my turbine just got sniped by a sniper. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, goes right through the middle.
That's gonna cause some problems, isn't it?
Looks like it may.
Looks like sometimes it hits a sandbag, sometimes it hits a turbine. So Alex coming in with the mortars, having them already built and about to fire, so that's gonna kick things off real quick. My AI, not prepared for this. Not prepared at all. This is how it ends. My turbine's just taking sniper hit after sniper hit on all fronts.
Oof. First mortar shot's coming out. Nailing the metal. It's rough.
Yeah, they go, oh, that's so many mortar.
Oh, AP sniper. That's right. I forgot about that already. Right out the gate.
Yeah, that could cause a problem for my AI, actually. Looks like we're managing to survive so far. But only just... Uh-oh. Oh, no. No, my
The instant repair
mortars.
that the AI has is helpful.
It is super helpful, but it's not enough to save against, like, 8 mortars or 6 mortars.
Yeah. Top bases. Having a rough time at this point.
I think Alex may actually... Now, here's the thing. My mortars are not a mortar rush. Alex is a mortar rush. My mortars are a little bit more careful, and they have the chance to survive this and get shots off nonetheless. So I'm curious to see if it will actually do that, or if it's just going to die to the mortar rush.
Yeah, yours is a bit more defended.
Yes. A little bit, not
It's
much.
a bit more susceptible. Yeah,
Also, it
I
has
think
the...
that's definitely what makes rushes so powerful. If you can get them out fast enough, you don't really have to be afraid of anything because you already killed all their weapons. So.
Also has the side effect of, despite being behind doors, that AP Sniper is able to take out those lower mortars, which probably going to be enough to make the difference here.
Yeah,
Especially once those mortars come out of top base for Alex.
indeed. Ooh, nice counter snipe there, but like most counter types, not enough to really change anything much.
Hmm.
The mortars hitting your bottom base is kind of is pushing it down almost. I saw a GIF recently in the Fort's official Discord of some base getting hit with a mortar and collapsing under the weight of the mortar hitting.
Just the recoil from the impulse from the mortar hitting was enough to break it. That's so rare, but it does happen sometimes.
It's rough. Uh-oh.
The heavy mortars are out, and I think that might be it for my fort. Like, there's...
Flashing around the core.
It is, and it's consumed all the money my fort has. No more minerals remaining. But Alex's anti-air is helping me in this instance, as mortars landing on both sides. Uh-oh. That metal is down, and with it, any hope of my top core surviving the AP sniper.
It's looking quite rough.
Yep, there goes the first hit.
Damage. Alex's AI kind of spreading out the damage here, targeting both cores.
Indeed.
Usually a number one not to do rule in usual games, but this is, again, AI. So they don't care
Is
about
that it?
rules, they just care about damage.
Oh! Oh, it's exposed.
Ooh.
That might be it once the next mortar lands. Yeah. Oh,
Uh-oh.
yeah, there we go. There's one down
Yes,
and
again.
2 down. Player eliminated. GG. 5 minutes, 25 seconds. Alex moves up.
To the second half of the semifinals. Oh man, this next match is gonna be something.
E10 versus Mateo. One for the ages.
Yeah, this is we'll have to see. Mateo's AI surprised me. I'll be honest. It's very kind of non-aggressive and kind of a little bit more passive until later. We'll have to see how it compares against E10s.
I don't know.
Someone in my chat said, "Rest in peace, Incopious." Closer than most, I'll be honest.
All right. We're about ready to go.
There we go.
Here's what's done in an hour. Yeah, I know that feel. 30 minutes. 'Cause that's how long I had. I'm just happy that it's going as far as it has, and I'm happy to be here. That's not true. I'm disappointed in myself. But in any case, let us move on to the next match. Time's up. Let's do this.
Alrighty. Definitely gonna be an interesting match here. We have E10 on the left side against Mateo on the right.
I am willing to bet this one goes to timer.
I might have to agree with you. I think both. I think both are pretty laid back a bit. Surprisingly, because normally their personality is a bit more aggressive, at least in ranked battles and regular matches. But it does require a bit of different thinking, like we've said in the past about these AIs.
Curious.
Oh yes, the early expansion from E10 for both bases. Very out of character for him, usually. Mateo going for the back turbines. And expanding as well.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of expansion, and then not much in between now and when they're finally done with their expansion.
I think both of them get their tech very, very late. Later than most.
We're starting the big wood out of Eton.
Ah, yes. Yeah, the core defenses. Or at least the defenses for the soon-to-be batteries down there.
I still batteries on the in front of the core. Oh no.
Yeah. It's definitely risky, especially when you have mortars coming in.
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that did not work out so well for mech.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting. It's just more gunners from Mateo. I remember he gets at least 8 million flak.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just this nice little nest down there.
Hmm. Very compact, very thought out.
I mean Noah. Yes, I do actually mean Noah, not mech. You're correct. Thank you.
Oh yes, that's right. In the first match there. Oh.
Sniper managing to get a
Kinda
shot
sniped, yeah.
in between the sandbags, landing that shot. The AI tends to do that kind of shenanigans, kind of nonsense.
Ridiculous. Again, jealous.
A little bit, just a little bit. A little bit of envy, because I wish my snipes were that effective.
Yeah, this is gonna be definitely a very much slower match. From the start.
Just remember, what was it?
Yeah, the playstyles.
Eaton's, was it Eaton or Mateo? I think it was, no, it was Eaton's base that didn't even build cannons or really offensive weapons until the 10+ minute mark.
I think it was Mateo. He got the cannons up top,
Was it
and then
Mateo?
the howitzers down below.
I think you're, yes, you're correct. Did
I
such
don't know
similar
what
things
Eaton
I do.
does, though.
Basically the same thing, if I recall correctly.
And swarm missiles, it seems. Ah, yes, and the shotguns in the middle base. That rings a bell now. Luckily, as we get closer to the end, it'll be easier to remember everyone's AIs.
Yes.
That gunner's still getting sniped.
So the shotguns are actually going to get some hits in, it looks like. Even if it's not much. It's really not much to fire at, because neither side is making, well, weapons or anything that could be destroyed. So, that's fun. Curious.
Yeah, both sides kind of taking advantage of hoping for someone to go early expose things. Unfortunately, neither side is doing that, so it makes for
Yeah,
more of a stalemate right off the bat.
Yeah, pretty much. And that rocket, I suspect, does not have a chance to make it across this field.
What gives that away?
Yeah. Like, I realize it's all RNG, and there's always a chance, but yikes.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised. This EMP is absolutely exposed to the sniper from top right. Oh, is it? No, the sniper from top right doesn't have the angle on it. Never mind.
Yeah, looks like a small door.
It's got a tiny door that lets it only fire forward.
Yeah, tiny doors are very high risk, sometimes high reward. However, on maps like balls,
Wait.
they're a bit annoying.
We have a soft lock. The second base of Mateo is a soft locked. It's not building anything.
Yes.
And it's floating metal away.
Huh. I don't see anything being attempted to even build.
Yeah, nope. It's doomed itself. It's done. I think I know what it is. The turbines behind the ball, behind the base. It's probably supposed to have a second turbine adjacent to the top one, and it can't build it there because the lower turbine is hitbox is touching that background bracing.
I see. It must have had to form a little bit.
I suspect that's what it is.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That's going to basically mean this is 1 or 2v1 with the Edens. Both AIs gonna have free reign to do whatever they want for the remainder of the game until the end of time, really, because Mateo's is soft locked. That's one thing I was playing around with whenever I was building basically anything. Making the struts bigger than necessary, like using 2.5 instead of 2x2 grids, because sometimes this just happens. Like, you can't have pixel perfect experience. You can't have pixel perfect builds. It'll mess up.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to be err on the side of caution, especially for jank turbines like that. The whole setup back there.
Mm-hmm. It's a little rough.
Yeah, because normally in normal games you try to be as space efficient as possible, get everything as close together as you can. I mean, for God's sakes, you can put your tech and 2 storages inside of your core at some point in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, it's definitely you want to be a lot more spread out, a lot more space efficient or space inefficient, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta err on the side of caution because the AI will mess up and you will lose because of it. Case and point.
Only thing I think could fix that would be a nice mortar shot over and shoot the turbine, but unfortunately for Mateo here, E10 has really no mortars.
And I don't think he will at any point either.
Mm. And actually, it's kind of ironic because Mateo would stop those mortars from getting through, probably.
Considering all the anti-air, yeah, probably.
Yeah, he'd stop his own AI from getting unsoft-locked. Yeah, whatever I just said.
Interesting.
Those
missiles are firing.
Oh.
That's a hit.
Uh-oh.
It's actually 2 nukes landing. Managing to get through the flak, though, to be fair. This flak is not really designed to stop nukes from below.
Yeah.
So we'll see when that happens again. I believe, if I recall correctly, Eaton stopped expanding soonish so that he can fire those missiles more frequently.
Yeah, I think so. Which he's going to need to do to really get past those flaks.
Yes.
Fire at top base ever.
Yes.
Although I think it's going to go for bottom base right off the bat, which is definitely the obvious choice here, or the good choice.
Yes. The AI is on... Oh, these AIs are so good at shooting down projectiles of every kind. Poor bottom base is getting bullied.
Yeah, those shotguns are really just kind of putting salt in the wound at this point. Anything exposed, they just kind of get rid of it.
Remember, Eaton has built his weapons in such a way that they can only fire at bottom base. So, this is going to be an experience for bottom base here. Especially considering he has a teammate that's kind of dumb. It's like playing public matches.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah.
Whew, there goes a sniper. Yeah, I see that cannon tech out of Mateo's lower base, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I don't think it might happen ever.
We have some core damage done.
Damage that's happening. Yeah. 62%. These rockets might finish it.
There it goes.
Wow.
Mateo's lower base has been eliminated, and kind of sort of top base has already been eliminated, but only because it's soft locked.
Yeah, with that the game pretty much. Yeah, it's just another thing you have to think about when you're making an AI. All the little quirks and stuff like that come along with it. Oh, Jesus!
It's just so much firepower.
They're still finished up. Try shotguns.
Eaton at the 10-minute mark, finally firing back. Really getting that damage done.
Yeah.
Oh hey, at least it's rebuilding now. It's spending its money, even if it's spending its money on something that's not going to help it.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous and usually game ending when your support weapons like your rockets and shotguns become main damage dealers.
Yes.
It's not great. I mean, the nukes are still great, but like my god, those shotguns.
It's satisfying to see. Shotguns are quite.
Removing an entire. It's like a concentrator on a line of mines.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Not much like it.
There we go.
Oof. Targeting those upper mines now.
I don't know if those missiles from lower base can actually fire at top base. Oh, yes, they can. It's just deciding not to.
I think it's tried before. Those snipers are kind of well placed from bottom base there, and he has an extra sniper just in case.
Yeah, the snipers that are below can't, but the sniper on top can barely.
Yeah.
And there it goes. Player
GG.
eliminated.
Unfortunate quirk there from Mateo's side, but still. Unfortunately, a side effect of building an AI.
E10 with the victory.
Alrighty. Well, it seems that we are now in the semifinals.
I'm so excited. It's Narf versus Von
Yeah.
Eagle.
Oh god, the match we've been waiting for. This is going to be interesting to see the mortar build go against the mortar build.
Well, the sniper build versus the mortar build.
Oh yes, sorry. Wrong one.
I think Narf has this one in the bag. I think he's
I
favored.
think he might, if he gets those angles, there's not much else Von Eagle can do. Mortars are not exactly known for killing snipers.
Yes, I think it's possible. I think it's not impossible, but Narf's top base, once it comes out, is going to destroy everything, I think. I suspect that is what's going to happen. But it looks like we are ready to go.
Looks like it.
All right. Just want to get a
Yeah,
confirmation
Von Eagle's
from
going to need to
Geiger.
pray here to RNGesus.
I think so. I
I
think
it's
so.
those nice shots on the sniper tower at least.
All right.
Although,
Let's do this.
unfortunately, you can't really do much structure damage without heavy weapons, or heavy mortars, I mean. So, and they take a while for Von Eagle to get. Alrighty. On the left side here, we have Nerf, and on the right side, we have Mr. Mortar, Von Eagle. An aptly named nickname for him.
I appreciate this. I appreciate it a lot.
I'm trying to think back. I don't know if Narf gets that much AA.
He gets quite a lot. He
Alright.
does get quite an extensive amount. It's not the ridiculous amounts that we've seen some of the other competitors get. It's not, and someone hurt me, PTSD grade of anti-air.
Yeah.
But as we've seen, even that amount of anti-air is not enough to stop these mortars. So I think the more
Yeah.
aggressive approach is a better use of his money.
Yeah, definitely in this game, I'm going to probably go through and count how many there are. I want to see. Got to be at least 20 by the end of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
yeah.
quite a bit. Quite a bit of mortars.
If Vaughn shoots
You
first,
do
he
have-
will win. I suspect that is his only hope. And the problem with that is Narf is already about to place his snipers. So, yikes.
Really 0 setbacks for his build right now.
Yeah. And the sniper positions are being built. I want to point this out. He builds them in a way that they are protected until they are built. And he does other things. He's timed this out. He's done other things. He's spending his money elsewhere so that the AI, if left alone, will not reveal the snipers until they're finished, which is what has happened right now. So now he has 2 snipers ready to go, and neither of them have line of sight. So actually, Von Eagle's going to get shots off before the snipers are good to go.
Looks like it.
But here we have the sniper tower happening soon. The snipers are being placed. I don't... Surely the upper snipers of Narf have line of sight on the rear mortars of Von Eagle. And that's going to... Until those snipers of Narf are dealt with, that is going to effectively stun lock Von Eagle.
Yeah.
for a long time until those snipers are dealt with. It is possible. Like, there are machine gunners for Narf, so it's going to make it difficult, but it is possible.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it's going to work out.
Just needs a shot. Well, the few shots to land up there. Interesting. The gunner positions for Narf are pretty, like, they're very, very well thought out, especially in the bottom base. Those two down below the ball, and then the one above the core. It's just angled just right. Actually, funny thing is, when the angled gunner fires, it pushes down on the little triangle that it's sitting on, and then pops back up. Oh, I didn't notice that until just now.
Yep. All right, so there it is. That looked like it was about as close as it was going to get, so the rear three of those mortars are vulnerable to sniping.
Yeah.
And
Which
mortars
is
are
gonna
not
be
cheap.
very rough.
Yeah. I suspect that Von Eagle's AI will spend all of its money, at least its top AI, will spend all of its money rebuilding those 3 mortars and then never anything else.
Yeah. The unfortunately, because it's not even going to just delay the building of them. It's just going to outright slow them down entirely because the mortars take so much to fire. That metal's going to get spent on stuff that's just going to die immediately.
So that's going to be an amount of time. Now we do see that Von Eagle's AI is building down the middle. It will continue to do that until it reaches something more expensive than the mortars, namely the mines that it builds down there. So the AI has a limited time before it gets stun locked, I think. Whereas Narf is just kind of continuing. The snipers are slowing things down. They're not stopping anything just yet, but they are keeping things slow, and that's letting Narf proceed. Narf has done his usual thing of getting out a swarm missile. It's built up some defenses. He's got some anti-air, but not enough to stop all the mortars from getting through, just enough to delay. And the delay has had.
Yeah. Man, these players must have really gotten this build down. They keep doing the same thing every game.
Yeah. Von Eagle is building his extrusion, his dangle down below. That is where he will be getting the mortars from lower base. Von Eagle?
I think bottom base, those top snipers are AP snipers, which is unfortunate for Narf as they will have much less angle.
Less angle, also, not that the angle is going to be terribly important in this particular instance. More importantly, lower rate of fire.
Yes, very.
Which means less chance that they'll target the mortars. And as we can actually see, Von Eagle has managed to rebuild those mortars. And, yeah, 2 of them immediately go down. But it's going to take a lot longer time than if those are regular snipers. It does look like he's got 1 regular sniper on top, which is going to be good for him. He's only got 2 AP snipers.
It is. It's pretty neat how 1 little triangle above that little sandbag would probably protect those 3 snipers in the back. Just that little bit would probably protect those, or at least a little bit more. Where I was going with the angle of the AP snipers is the bottom base's mortars.
Yeah.
Probably going to be the saving grace for Team 2 here if ends up getting 1.
Well, we are seeing that the bottom mortar, the dangle mortars, are actually alive and firing, which I didn't expect.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that at all.
Seem to be kind of immune. They kind of use the opponent's base as defense, which is very smart.
Ooh.
Wow.
38% core damage. It's over a third.
Yeah. Those bottom mortars are. I very much enjoy seeing those. They're very innovative.
Yes.
And very well thought out. Like I was saying, they kind of use the opponent's bottom base as a defense for the mortar. Oh my god. For the defense.
So much damage. It's
Yeah.
gonna do it again, isn't it? Yes, it is.
It's just kind of firing squad of snipers versus firing squad of mortars.
Mortars are winning. They are doing more damage.
Right now they are doing quite a bit.
Snipers are slowing things down, but they're not stopping things, and that's what matters.
Miniguns will slow things down, but they won't. I don't think they'll end anything truly here.
I have to agree with that. There's just too much. The miniguns, they're gonna do work, but it's not gonna be enough. There's too much to chew through and not enough to capitalize yet.
Yeah.
The miniguns would make the difference if the snipers had stun locked things, if the snipers had caused so much money expenditure.
Cool.
But now we have 5 heavy mortars coming from below. That's likely going to be the end of Narf's rear lower base, lower
That is definitely
AI.
rough. Once those finish eparating, which they just did, that might be the nail in the coffin right there.
Mm-hmm.
Not much AI defending down below. Oh,
There we go.
wow. Got a rogue nuke shot here. Hail Mary. Oof, not
Nope.
enough.
The next wave of mortars coming from below. Doesn't have the money to fire, taking too much damage from the snipers. That's unexpected. I guess that's not terribly unexpected. But that should be rectified here in a moment. There it is. Taking out the upgrade center. That's going to be a hefty repair bill.
Oh. Ooh, mortars from below.
If only
They
Narf
really
had a
kind
one
of,
sniper
these
below.
maps. Yeah.
The one thing he didn't think about. But here we go. Von Eagle managing to get all 3 mortar platforms online. The dangle is online, coming from below. There is a sniper that's not managing to get a shot down there, but it's clearly not enough.
Yeah. Dual nukes coming in. This could be deadly.
It's not.
Oh.
They just go
Not even core
wild.
damage. Jeez. Third mortar platform is online.
Oh, that's lethal.
Oh.
Yep, there it is.
Collapse.
Narf. The lower AI has fallen, and the lower AI is the primary damage dealer.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Those mortars are just gonna dig through. Heavy mortars deal a huge amount of damage.
Rest in peace, Narf's AI here.
I think
Going kind of
so.
straight for the core there, not even
Oof.
for the miniguns.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, honestly. There's no AA down there to defend against those bottom mortars. They really
There's-
kind of have won the game here for Von Eagle multiple times.
They really have. Mortars from below, extremely powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably the coolest kill so far in this match, or these matches.
I have to agree.
First collapse kill we've seen.
Collapse kill on balls. That's unusual.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it does make sense in the AI match. They always fire straight for the core rather than around it, causing structural damage.
Indeed. It's
I say
just
kind of defending, but not gonna be able to hold for much longer.
he's defending with his resource bank by
Yeah,
rebuilding,
he's drained at this point.
which is not something you want to be doing against mortars because mortars will drain you faster than you can get money.
Yep. Oof. Oh my god.
Oh, it's so many.
Still not enough core damage, but. Oh.
That's about to change.
Oh wow.
That wasn't even a direct hit, and that did 89% damage.
Oh, it's so close.
9%. Here comes the end, boys. How?
Oh my gosh. The AI, what are you doing? Oh my god.
6%. 6%.
Wow.
Surely. Come on. Come on.
It's
It's
all
such a
under it.
tease.
Jeez. Well, the AI knows how to last at the last match, or second to last. Close to last.
Core damage less than 1%? Come on. Less dealing core damage and not even dealing 1%. The sniper tower falls to the incendiary mortars. As more. He's trying to hang on. This is a last stand and a half. Refusing to go down. Actually managing to build things. Yeah, come on. Come on, Team 2. What are you doing? They're upgrading all their mortars is what they're doing. They're saying, all right, you're going to be like this? We're just going to... Okay, well, that's a lot of mortars incoming all at once. Oh, jeez. Von Eagle giving us a show with the one true mortar. All of them.
Yeah. All the rest of the remaining incendiary mortars are getting upgraded to heavy mortars.
Honestly, I don't
Just
think
to kind of finish it off here.
I don't think Von Eagle here has the income to support all those heavy mortars, but it's fine. Narf
Upgrade 'em
has
anyway.
Yep. Narf has officially run out of anti-air. And run out of money, run out of time.
Oh, 2%.
and somehow still alive. Snipers
Oh my God,
acting
it's
as
safe to kill
anti-air.
one. Oh my god.
And there we go.
There we go.
Finally broken as Von Eagle takes the victory. 165,000 damage dealt.
My god.
It's ridiculous. Congratulations,
Those
Von and
mortars
Augie,
are-
moving on in an impressive show.
Yeah. Quite impressive. Von Eagle moves to the finals. Match up against either Alex or Etan at this point.
Indeed.
Definitely another interesting matchup.
So up next we have Alex versus Etan.
Another interesting matchup. Alex, Etan going for the more missile strut, or missile strategy. And Alex goes a bit more for, what does he go for? The middle sandbag on the turbine, that's all I remember now.
Alex went
Ingrained in my
for
mind.
a just straight up unprotected mortar rush,
Alright, yes.
which beat out mine, my slightly slower one, barely. By barely, I mean it was very one-sided, but it could have turned very quickly.
I'm thinking at this point with no, obviously no, insight at all. I'm thinking Von Eagle might take the cake on this one. His AI
yeah.
is doing quite well.
At this point, I have to
quite full.
agree. For me, I think it was between Narf and Von Eagle, and we have just seen that battle.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, for the next match, we have Alex versus Etan. Yes, the early upgrade center. With the early AP sniper, that's right.
Early AP sniper, something cheeky that we saw from the last tournament. It's a lot of forts, a lot of AIs are not written in a way to handle it, and you can super easily soft lock something just by sniping something behind a door, just a regular doored sniper, for example. Can soft lock your own AI just for building it because the opponent builds an AP sniper, and that's it.
Yeah, reading through the chat in the coming days up to the tournament while everyone was doing their AIs, I noticed a lot of people are saying that rockets, or they weren't going to do rockets as much because AP snipers were much more prevalent threat now.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that you see the new strategies every time. The time before everyone protects against it, and then everyone's like, oh well, now this is all going to happen, so everyone protects against that, and then I'm guessing next tournament everyone will be protecting against mortars.
Yes.
And another meta will enter the stage without really anything changing.
I mean, to be fair, I think people sufficiently expected the mortar meta. Because, I mean, look how many people have built, frankly, obscene amount of AI, of anti-air.
That's true.
It's
Still not enough, though.
It's not enough, but it's not enough due to not building enough anti-air. It's not enough due to something else. Something like, oh, I didn't defend against a sniper above coming from an angle that I just didn't see, that I didn't expect. It's, oh, I lost my machine gun nest due to nukes coming from below the map. Or, oh, I lost my machine gun nest because I built it at the 4-minute mark when mortars are landing by 2 minutes. We already have the AP sniping. Oh yeah, that's right. This guy does. This one doesn't build. Eaton doesn't build a defense in front of his core. It's exposed to an AP sniper, and so he's got like a not many chances to survive this.
Uh-oh.
Because the AP sniper is already out, and now he's building core. All right, that'll stop it. That'll
Yeah, that
stop
should be
it.
enough.
Yeah.
But it's some 65%.
Yeah. The AP sniper got distracted shooting at machine gunners and other things, so he survives, but yikes.
About 4 minutes in, already on the back foot for health-wise.
Not that the AIs care much about HP.
Well, yeah, true. But just if it does end up going to the timer.
Now remember, this is an aggressive AI out of Eaton. I'm sorry, out of Alex on the left-hand side, but it doesn't really go that far. It stops building pretty early and focuses entirely on offense with the weapons it has. It doesn't have Von Eagle grade mortars. So if Eaton can survive this, then he's going to win just because he's got a build order that goes for the entire duration of time. And it just keeps upgrading and expanding. If he can stabilize this, then he wins this every single time. He's just got to stabilize it. And right now, he's increasing his anti-air. He's increasing a lot of things. And I think he might have this. I say as those mortars are making it through. If this next set of mortars makes it through, I think he doesn't have this. But it's close. He's got flak coming in. He's got shotguns going to be there soon. He's getting more anti-air, so he's got a chance here. But it's all going to come down to this opening volley. Do these make it through? And the answer is not looking good for Eaton. Not looking good at all, but it's still possible. It's not over yet, but that's looking a little rough.
Yeah, depending on where his Etan's missiles aim, there could be very little AA or a whole lot of AA.
Indeed.
So hoping for Etan, it fires at bottom base first and then moves up to top base. But I'm sure it won't happen like that.
I do actually like the bait gunner in front, taking all the hits, taking all the aggro. It's keeping him alive, I think.
I think so. It's taking all the mortar shots.
Shotguns are out. I think those shotguns actually have a line of sight of the mortars. I think the additional anti-air with the flax coming online is going to be enough to keep Alex at bay mostly indefinitely.
Yeah, it's so weird to see the shotguns shoot the mortars out of the air.
It is.
Wow, that AP sniper went through the shotgun and killed the gunner behind it.
That's talk about some over-penetration.
Yeah, something to note. Shotguns die to one shot to AP snipers.
Yes,
They
AP
don't
snipers
take,
do
two shots like normal.
a lot of damage.
Yes, they do. Oh, the AP sniper firing once and hitting the mortar. Unfortunate.
All right, so I think Eaton has stabilized. Alex is he's going. He's still got some more to build. He's got a little bit more aggressive potential coming out of him here, but I think it's a little bit too late. Eaton has stabilized. The swarm missiles are out. The shotguns have a line of sight of a couple of those mortars.
Yeah.
The EMP is shutting things down.
Mortar's still targeting that whole little section there.
Indeed. 6 minutes in, and I think Eaton has stabilized, and I do not see anything that Alex can do, or I do not see anything that Alex will do in order to come back from this.
Yeah, I think he'll just keep kind of status quo with his current build, and then just kind of Eaton will continue.
Mm-hmm. It's possible a mortar goes in and hits something critical, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's,
a lot of AA on the field.
There's a lot of AA on the field, and Eaton is just adding more.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting how different the playstyle is with without buzzsaws. Really,
Yes.
To be able to be in play, get a lot of like trenched, really trenched AA and tall towers, and it's interesting.
Yeah, one buzzsaw
Gotta hit
ruins,
buzzsaws.
ruins all of these things. But to be fair, it is for the best, I think. So if
It
you
is,
could
yeah,
if you could
definitely.
get away with this, there was a time when you could get away with these kind of things in player versus player matches, in like real matches. But no
Definitely keeps
more.
players in check.
It does. A lot of the cheesy builds. While it's fun to watch them, it's not really fun to play against.
Yeah. It looks like Alex is kind of done. At least his top base is done expanding.
I'm
not doing
realizing
much.
Ethan's sniper here is in his own line of fire.
Oh,
It's in
I-
between his
yeah.
flak and his machine guns, both of which are murdering it.
Yep.
A little bit of friendly fire going on there.
I usually
Swarm
make sure
missiles launching.
to place struts, especially buying like cannons, especially in team matches. I put struts behind my things just in case they fire it by accident.
Mm-hmm. I always do
it's
the
a
same.
usual occurrence. But it's a bit more difficult when you build up so kind of sporadically like that. Just have like a kind of almost a temporary position for your sniper. The background bursting below that sniper is helping quite a bit.
Yes.
With angles and such.
It's still there's still the occasional mortar landing, but that's no real damage being done here. And now we're
Yeah.
about to have the first nuke launched for Eaton here, and I think with the first nuke we're going to see, if not a core eliminated, then irreparable damage done to Alex, and then this is
for
just
sure.
going to get really rough.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen a single laser today.
Yeah, and we have not, and I am not
Yeah.
at all surprised by this.
Yeah, it does make sense. Just interesting. Yeah, I think Alex's bottom base here is very not protected against nukes, especially in the AA department. There's not really any
Yes.
defense against down there.
There's
Slight oversight by
No
Alex there.
anti-air from down below, and it is also vulnerable. Like, it's got no defense from below at all.
Yeah.
These are swarm missiles this time, but that could change very quickly.
Oof. Even the swarm missile is almost getting to the core. It's not good.
Oof. Yeah, they almost did. Actually,
Yeah, once those. Uh-oh.
oh, there they go.
Oh,
2 nukes being
shotgun
launched.
fires.
Here they come. Nothing to
Looks like
stop
at the
it.
end,
One hit,
definitely.
and there we go.
Oh, just
Player
as it fires the
eliminated.
swarm too. Oh, sad.
There goes Alex's lower AI. Us up to the top AI, which has completed its build order. Remember, it stops building early, so it can just keep up its offense. And now we're about to have a full missile volley with nuke in tow, which
Kills all the rest
detonates
of the stuff.
on an uninhabited floor off screen. Welcome to nukes.
Yes. Wasn't even drunk. Oh god, I wish they're like for April Fools, their launching noise was not target painted, but it said it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Very fitting.
Massive damage dealt from onto Alex's base. It's got no money to recover this. It's out of money. It's starved, and here comes another nuclear launch detected. Massive damage. 40% core HP remaining. And here we go.
Yep. There it is. GG.
And with that, Eaton goes up into the next match.
Yeah, finals with Von Eagle.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. This is gonna be a good one.
Alright, so we gotta do the bronze match first. That's going to be Narf versus Alex. Oh, this is gonna be so one-sided.
This will be rough.
I'm predicting very one-sided. Very one-sided. In favor of Narf.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough. Sniper spam versus really exposed mortars. Not gonna work well. Although I think overall this tournament's seen a lot better competition than previous ones.
Yeah, actually, that is true, and I
Hopefully
appreciate that.
It's nice to see.
It is nice to see.
Much like artificial intelligence, it evolves over time.
So do the players who write them.
Yeah.
All right, we're about ready to go.
I think so. Let's see.
All right, let's do this.
All right, so title for bronze match winner. We have Narf on the left side, I believe.
That's correct.
Yes, Narf on the left side and Alex on the right. My gosh, I didn't realize how much Narf sold off in the first second.
Welcome to well-optimized and greedy builds.
Pinterest isn't even enabled.
I know. That's what makes it even more interesting. Can you imagine if Pinchfist was enabled? The amount of selling and redesigning would be ridiculous.
My God.
Like, that's one of the major downsides of re-engineering your base, the time it takes. You don't have to worry about that in AI.
Yeah, AIs are just done. I think Pyro mentioned something a while back when we were talking about how AIs could technically choose commanders if someone went onto their team and selected a commander for them, or selected a commander in that for that team, and then switched back to observer. If that could, in theory, work. I'm not sure though.
Interesting idea.
Yeah. But obviously, there's no other built-in way to actually change that. But it would be a nice addition. Some more AI love.
Mm-hmm. I would. It's just the AI is so simple in game that
True.
it would have to be a huge amount of work just to even for the devs, just to even expose all the things to make it easy to write. But
Yeah.
it is doable, I imagine.
Yeah, probably. But just priorities, of course, with developing.
Mm-hmm. They could always go the lazy approach and just be like, hey, here's a basic API that just returns what you can see, and just go ham. And also here's a hook into the code.
Yeah.
Go nuts. Which could work. I'm sure there would be people here, cough cough me, who would be interested in writing AIs for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just realized
Seeing
Narf
the
has a
snipers.
turbine on top of the snipers here. Like in
Yes, he
between
does.
here.
I noticed that last game. He opens up the strut in front of the mines and puts a turbine there. Not sure why.
Probably just to pull aggro, to be honest. Just a little bit
Probably.
more, just a little bit more tankiness. Like I
Yeah,
would
someone
rather
else to
have,
fire.
yeah. And now we have the sniper tower is alive. It's open and it's got a
Very good
firing
angle.
squad. Yep. All
Oh.
those mortars that would
Oh,
otherwise
God.
suppress are getting evaporated, one execution at a time.
I just look over in the Discord chat. Kronk is reacting to Alex. He said, "I should win," and then Kronk said famous last words.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh.
I don't know why Alex thinks he would win this. I disagree strongly. This is very
That's,
Narf
it's
favored.
rough. Yeah. Only base I can get the mortars up are gonna be top base, but even then,
He's got
be rough with the
3
AI out.
mortars versus Narf's anti-air.
Yep.
That's it's not gonna work out very well. Oh gosh,
yeah, I think it's
they even have an angle on the second mortar. Like, not
Oh,
even the second
jeez.
mortar is safe. The only mortar that's going to be able to fire out of the lower base is going to be that first one. Everything
Yeah.
else is going to get shot down. This is going to be 4 mortars versus the world.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna be like this for a few more minutes until Narf gets some real weapons out that can do damage.
Yep. Once that Duke comes out, this is over. The swarm missile may even end it, just because Team 2's bases are going to be soft locked or stun locked here. That's gonna be the end. Yeah, they just sit there and keep rebuilding gunners and rebuilding mortars and never anything else.
Yeah.
Then it will end.
It's interesting to see everyone's basically 0 on metal right now.
Mhm.
Just placing so much stuff, spending it as the second you get it.
It's just like a spider web of sniper shots just flying out every few seconds.
It really is.
Just ending something's life every time they fire.
Mm. Oh god, I just had an idea. I wonder how jarring a like a weapon cam would be. How it would follow the projectile. That'd be interesting.
Interesting.
I don't know why that popped into my mind, but an interesting camera angle shot kind of thing.
All the firing squad firing at the same target on the top base. It's just like they're looking for a target the moment something gets placed. It's like, oh, there's now a target. Let's all fire it at once.
I've also just noticed the AP snipers having a tough time getting out, probably due to the AP snipers from Narf.
Yeah, actually, because the AP snipers from Narf are now here. So,
Yeah.
just behind this one little door isn't insufficient, as they get sniped out by the armor-piercing snipers.
Just another thing to stun lock.
Do we see... I'm waiting for the moment when Narf's AP snipers take out one of these. Alternatively, if they complete, they're going to open their door, fire once, take out one Narf sniper, and then get door sniped. Which... he managed to survive this time. Yep, there it is. Regular sniper took him out. Took
Yeah.
out something in the process by sniping something, I'm sure, but... one thing is
It's not
enough to
you
make
need
the
you need
difference.
as many as the other person has to really get rid of them or do anything real. Oof. This is a rough position. Yeah, if I was Alex in this position, I'd probably swap around the bases, put the bottom one on the top, and then do the top one on the bottom. Probably work out a bit better, but that's hindsight for you.
Yeah. There's always hindsight to look at. Oh, did the first mortar? The first mortar... oh, the nuke took out the top little triangle of wood, and the snipers immediately just executed that last
gone.
mortar. So there are no
Yep.
more mortars out of bottom base. Not that the singular mortar was doing much.
Keeping his gunners entertained while they have to wait for the nukes to come out.
Yeah.
Oh, and the minis are here as well. Uh-oh. Gonna wreak havoc on the energy production.
And we're
My god.
just so many nukes.
Yep, the nukes will end this.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's not fire. The AI isn't firing the nukes right now. Kind of surprised about
I
that.
don't think there's enough snipers to fire it.
I mean, it's got a sniper. It's just not...
Oh, it's got 400 of them. Oh.
Whatever reason it shoots the Dord sniper. It's shooting at something. When your sniper shoots, Alex, it is hitting something most of the time. It does like to shoot at the Dord sniper. But it is shooting something, and it is hitting things. It's hit the minigunners, it's hit stuff. It's just not doing enough. It's only one, and if it would consistently hit something, that would help it. But come on, it's not gonna make that big of a
Sniper's not the
difference.
answer, unfortunately,
Yeah.
against 20.
Massive core damage. Down to 53%.
That's gonna finish, I think.
Yep. Dusted by miniguns.
Unfortunate.
Poor bottom base
Yeah, the
still
bottom base is
stuck
just here.
on building those 2 machine gunners, as it has been since the 1.5 minute mark.
Yeah. Oh, quad nuke's gonna come in and probably just finish this up.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what's going to happen. There we go. There's two. About to launch a third, I think. And I think these two will probably just finish it right here outright. There we go.
GG.
And there we go. Narf moves forward. Or rather, successfully claims bronze in this tournament.
Very well played. So now on to the creme de la creme. The
Von
finals.
Eagle versus E10. I'm so excited for this. I want to see the mortars. I do suspect Von Eagle will win this. Not counting out Eaton here. I would.
Yeah.
I would favor Von Eagle more than Eaton if I were forced to bet.
Yep. I agree. I think it's all about the strategy in this. E10's is definitely a lot slower, while Von Eagles kind of capitalizes on that use of slowness in strategies.
Indeed. And I believe we are ready to go.
Looks like it.
All right. On to the finals. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. To make it even better.
Time for mortars.
It's mortars. I'm sorry, I get so giddy. All right. Time's up. Let's do this. And we are off.
And so begins the finals. Alrighty. On the left-hand side, we have Von Eagle, Mr. Mortarman himself. And on the right-hand side, we have Etan. A bit more. His rush reminds me of a bit more slow and steady.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't call it a rush, but yes, his build is definitely the slow and steady style. And Von Eagle, I don't know that I guess it is kind of a rush, but it's not cutting too many corners. It's very much so I'm going to get mortars and I'm going to blow you up, but I'm not going to like sell off my entire base to do it. I'm going to get the eco I need to build mortars and upkeep the mortars, which is good, which is very good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've gotten so used to calling just builds rushes now, just because that's usually what they are.
Most of the time, yeah. Most of the time, yes, they are. In fact, there's a lot of in the human versus human. Most of the time, it comes down to who can execute their rush better. But that's not necessarily the case here, which is an interesting twist considering the unlimited APM available to these AI.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's on steroids right now, so it just comes down to the strategy.
Indeed. And, you know, I was looking through strategies, and this is something I was trying to speculate about, as the Eaton with his redesigning of the base right there.
Yeah.
He's not getting punished for it, but it's close.
True.
It's close every time.
Quite risky.
Yeah. I was going through strategies in my head before writing the AI. And the reality is, like most strategy games, you cannot prepare for every single possibility every single time. You have to roll the dice. If you attempt to go for a strategy that defends against everything, it ends up defending against nothing, because someone can just all in slightly harder, and then you lose. So you have two options: to try to play it as safe as possible and stabilize against like min-max on stability. Try to stabilize against as many strategies as possible, so that if you encounter any of those strategies, you can stabilize and then do whatever you want from there. Alternatively, you can maximize damage output and just try to break things. And these are builds that are not trying to stabilize. These are builds that are just trying to say, I understand that I may be vulnerable to things, but I'm going to take the risk that I can do so much damage that you will not be able to return fire. And that is... That is I think, the more appropriate strategy. Because...
Yeah, it seems like it.
It's just too many variables. The more complex you make it, the more likely there are things to go wrong. And as much as like, oh, but maybe someone could do it better than you. It's like, yes, but also how many times do we see soft locks? How many times do we see something going wrong, something unpredictable, some deformation from a random mortar hitting a location that just gets rebuilt differently and throws everything off? It's, I think, a lot more consistent to just deal as much damage as possible. That's kind of what I went with my AI. We see a couple of AIs that are doing that kind of thing. Even Von Eagle here, he's not trying to defend against everything. He's got 3 gunners on his main little orb here. He's not he's got a bit more defense. His forward base is a bit more defensive. His rear base, literally no defenses. He's just trying to kill people. That's what's happening here. And on the other side, it's working very well.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have a lot of bases that have tried to, or we have several bases that have tried to go about the process of defending against all possible threats. And in doing so, they've spent their money on not destroying their opponent. And it has its ups and its downs. And those strategies that are more defensive, well, one of them has made it to the end here, so I can't say it's inherently wrong, but it seems to be less consistent than those that just deal as much damage as possible.
It is interesting. It's definitely a jack of all trades is a master at none kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed bottom sniper down here has a shot on the swarms.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
That could be a problem.
Definitely. Especially with Von Eagle not really ever getting that much AA to defend against swarms and nukes. That could kind of eliminate the entire problem on itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he's got another sniper down there. Ooh.
Interesting.
Jeez. I don't think I've ever seen those flaks die yet. Those flaks.
Yeah, they just haven't really been targeted. I'm curious as to, well, I guess we might see them die here in this Narf battle.
Yeah. Oh, yep, there they go. Okay. Second time now. That bottom down there sniper is definitely very good. However, that big tower in front of E10's core is definitely going to protect him against those bottom mortars for a little bit until they get to be heavy mortars. Ooh. Oh, the 3 mortars.
Oh no. They're just all focusing.
All dialing in.
They are. Yeah,
Ooh.
That's the word to go for.
Oh my gosh.
It's so much damage.
Oh, the bottom ones are so satisfying.
I know, isn't it? Aren't mortars a good time?
They really are. I've been using them more lately on maps like Abyss and Hang Time, I think.
Hang Time is one of my favorite
nice.
places to use them, because no one expects the mortars from Hang Time.
Yeah. They're just they come out strangely. Even Hill Fort, I fake like the howitzer build that everyone does, and then go mortars just like 3 minutes after they should be out, and it's like what, what just happened? Oh, a lot of fun.
Was it The big wood appears to be having some problems. It's getting burnt down.
Yeah, heavily. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh, here
So
come the
much.
upgrades. With those heavy
Yep.
mortar upgrades, we see the 5, 6 heavy mortars. That big wood is not going to survive. It's not going to
Please
survive
be.
that.
The battery in front of the core will be completely exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Not great. That big chunk of wood is probably the only thing defending it.
As is, the battery is getting hit by incendiary mortars from the top, so, like, it's going to be
Yeah.
a matter of time.
Yeah, right off the bat, Ethan's is a bit weaker to mortars, as he doesn't defend against them as much above as he does from other weapons.
I mean, that's fair. No one really expected this many mortars.
I definitely did not.
New metal to fire nukes? Yeah. It's too busy repairing. It's got like a moment or two where it gets the metal to fire the nukes, but it's not
Yeah.
nearly sufficient.
He's also wasting top base is wasting a lot of its eco on those flaks, replacing them every little bit.
That's what happens when you have overwhelming meteor storms.
Yeah,
Oh, here
letting
comes...
even more mortars through, with those flaks being gone. My gosh.
There's so many mortars coming from every direction. Oh no.
Jeez.
Okay.
I think this fight might go down to the wire.
There it goes.
What? Wow. All right.
That was a
That
collapse death.
Yeah, ripped it right apart.
It rips it. Oh, the
Jeez.
mortars.
Unless AA to defend against anything. These mortars are really good.
They are. Oh, that's gonna drill through, and there it goes. Another collapse
Two
death.
rip kills in one game.
That's the end. There we have it.
Jeez.
In what it's a surprisingly one-sided match, we have our
Yeah.
victory. Vaughn and Eagle taking first place in this tournament.
Very, very well played from all the players in this one. The skill definitely increased by quite a bit.
Yes. Congratulations.
Very
I
well
am
played.
very happy with the way this has turned out.
Yeah, the mortars. Oh, the mortars.
Alright, well, congratulations to our victor, Von Eagle. The AI raining mortars from every direction. Above, below, from the side. GG's all around.
Indeed.
I look forward.
Alrighty. Well, it's.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I was just gonna thank Crunk again for behind the scenes, all the cat herding. Although there's not too much of it, but it's with the maps and everything like that, getting everything nice and smooth. This was more smooth than normal tournaments, honestly.
Yes and yes.
Yeah,
They
and
usually are.
thank you too for casting this tournament. It was really amazing to watch all these AIs, and the commentary was awesome as well. Awesome thanks to
Thank you.
Bowser and Geiger who, Bowser took Angrulo's spot, who suddenly had to go for some reason. It was also really nice that you casted this tournament.
Indeed. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And I look forward to doing this again, as this is good fun.
It really is. Alrighty.
Alright,
Chris,
guys.
it has been fun.
Absolutely. And with that, I have an announcement, because here, next week, we have the Forts Moonshot Tournament 20 4v4 Team Deathmatch. Starting the same time next week on Saturday. Remember that this is the Ranked Invitational Tournament. Make sure to check out the Steam announcements page for more details. Basically, the participants are taken from the top 100 ranked players. So make sure to play that ranked, get into the top 100, and then sign up on the community Discord. Obviously, links for all of that are on the Steam page and in-game. So make sure to get involved for those who are interested.
And it'll be streamed in the same spots as you're watching now, pretty much.
Absolutely. be streamed here, and I believe you are streaming that as well. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Excellent. All right then. Well, with that, have a good one, everyone, and I will see you guys later.